Dude, you're embarrassed right now, aren't you?
It's weird, man, because it's not like, it's just, boom, here's my face. Hello, subs. You've never seen this before. I'm going to do it casually. I don't know.
Well, let me give you some advice. Well, just start this thing where we can get going.
I'm going to laugh. Dang it. All right. Why are you making your face look like that? Just look normal. Don't look to the side like... Okay, I'm just going to laugh and do it. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Good morning, YouTube. This is 3-Bar Exploits. And I'm
starting
to do the intro because this new cat that you're seeing on here that doesn't sound anything like anybody you've ever met.
I'm doing the intro. Stop talking. Stop talking. Hey guys, TacticalOyster here, bringing you guys episode 9 of 3-Bar Exploits. This is my face. It's taking me like 8 days to do this intro because it's awkward. And Bondfire's doing finger piss.
And now we're here.
Brought to you by Strictly Business Gaming.
Strictly Business Gaming.
They're still looking for a pro team. Good luck to them with that. Hopefully they've been talking to people. It looks like it's going well. And they've probably got a tournament coming up. I'm not sure of one. They said they were having one in the next few weeks. I actually watched their one on Sunday, this past Sunday, which was a 4v4, a little bit of it, a little bit of the finals, and it was pretty good stream and everything. So check them out. Links in the description as always. And I don't know. I guess we were gonna do like some webcam talk and blazer talk because I am wearing a blazer.
Well, first of all, if you have anything you want to hear us discuss on 3-Bar Exploits, please drop it down in the description below. I'm having issues with my technical. Drop it down in the comment section below, or tweet us with the hashtag 3-Bar Exploits, and we'll be happy to discuss whatever it is you want to discuss as long as we can. And we're not going to discuss the technical makeup of a bomb or anything. So.
Yeah, no.
That's just not going to happen.
No.
All right. So we're going to go into webcam talk.
That being done, check out the webcam.
Yeah, this is a big week because Luca's got a webcam.
No, wrong way. You remember we're backwards.
That was the biggest fail I've seen in my life. That was terrible.
No.
Nope.
I've had a webcam.
No.
There you go.
Weird.
Well done, Bondfire. You could point.
No, seriously though, when I'm looking at it though, that's the wrong way.
Yeah,
well,
it is.
It's not on my screen.
Well, that's fine. So on the right screen.
Everything's backwards. Everything's backwards whenever you're doing it like this.
All right then.
So now that we've taught the hippie his left from his right, we can continue with the show.
True,
look,
man.
if I'm gonna have to wear the moniker of fanboy, you're stuck now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tie-dye wearer.
And I could be the guy who wears a blazer with a crappy t-shirt on underneath.
As long as you're out of your onesie, that's fine.
Whatever, man. I'm not gonna deal with this "you're a kid" bullcrap because we're old.
You know you were wearing a onesie last week.
Look, man, you were the one thinking, yeah, it'd be cool to be known for something. Well, when you grow up, you'll be known for something. You could be on one of those shows about where are they now.
Oh, whatever. That implies that I'm gonna have a really bad fall off after like I'm turned 19. I'm gonna like fall off the face of the earth. Because they don't do this for people who are still successful. You don't see where are they now for like Justin Bieber. You see where are they now for some dude.
You probably will because he fell off the earth.
That's because half of them are still in jail.
Okay, whatever. I will not stand for this.
So, but it's a big week. You got a webcam, and now you're gonna have to experiment. If you need to see vlogs from TacticalOyster, if you need to see, he doesn't look anything like an oyster, does he? I mean, really, no. We're having fun with this. If you want to have fun in the chat with this, Bondfire and I will be happy to fuel that.
Yes.
We'll be happy to fuel that.
Well, I mean, I could be the guy who didn't buy a single video game other than COD in the last 10 months until I bought Mass Effect last week, and I've barely been playing it, probably.
You can't be that guy. I'm that guy.
That's my point. I would rather be this guy than that guy.
You know what he does resemble, though, is the in the Antoine Dodson, the guy that who was it that made the Antoine Dodson video?
I don't want to know where this is going.
That guy. You look like the guy in the video.
Do I really?
There's two guys that got that video and that created it and did all the remix and the auto-tune and all that stuff. So they're insanely popular. They made tons of money off that video. You know what I'm talking about? The bed intruder?
Yeah. I'm just hesitant to be involved with anything Antoine Dodson related.
That's because he talks like this. You're just a terrible person. Stop it. Stop it.
I didn't get into the sound effects until late last week.
That's
so I don't know if as many people saw it, but we got lots of sound effects, and we're going to use them.
You know, I'm not really down with the sound effect. I think it can be overdone if you use it modestly. Then.
Okay, no. Nobody likes that idea. We want sound effects.
They're so good.
There's the new topic sound.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's our new topic sound. So, do we want to jump into a topic, or do we want to keep on with this random rambling?
Well, random ramble. It's a weekly update, and the next one is that you get to see a little bit of Bondfire playing COD Attitude, except we've gone ahead and named it Codfire, the Codfire experience. If you'll go watch his I think it's called Buggy Fail, or what's it called?
No, I think it's my Throwback Gaming #9. I play some Uncharted 3.
Oh yeah,
go check it out.
That's just this much. You get him in that.
Go to the Buggy Fail.
Go to the Buggy Fail where
Buggy
he's
Fail's
riding
good
around
too.
with his buddy in Battlefield.
That's good.
And he's like, "It's a effing tank!" You could just tell if you could see his face. He's like moving the controller all up in the air, trying to dodge and stuff. He's ducking his head to the side. I'm telling you.
Do you guys get animated like that? In your game,
not that animated.
Moving the the controller around. No.
When my mommy bought the Nintendo Entertainment System, first of all, she played with her two fingers, the thumb for the direction, and with her two fingers for the A and the B button. And when she jumped, she would jump with the controller, and I just made fun of her relentlessly. Now, when I throw a grenade in Call of Duty, if I cook it a little bit, I kind of give it a little head push. Like, that's really going to help it, because it's coming out of my head. So.
Yeah. See, you saw that Drifter head glitching video, too.
Who was it? Somebody recently came out with Drifter came out with actually a really good explanation on what head glitching is, and the fact that what needs to be changed is actually the player model, not the fact that the bullets come out of your head. And he explained it really well, and the point of his video is when you're aiming down sights, the bullets are still coming out of the top of your head. They're just doing it at the end of the barrel. The gun needs to be raised up. The player model needs to be changed. The glitch part of it is actually pretty accurate.
Although when you see like a shape that's like this, like coming off like just this much off the top, then that's kind of bullcrap.
Yeah, that is bullcrap.
There's lots of bullcrap in COD though, so I'd rather have head detection than have head glitching be fixed. Because at this point, it's like a tactic of the game. If they took head glitching out, then it'd be kind of like, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like quick scoping or any of the other technicality, spawn trapping or any of the other things in the game that are, because it's a computer game, or a console game. There's ways to exploit the mechanic of the engine.
Yeah.
Something like that will always be around for sure.
But check out Bonfire's rage. It's almost, he gets much more hardcore than that when you're partied up with him and trying to take some objectives in Call of Duty.
I do. Call of Duty brings out the worst in Bonfire. We'll put
Call
it
of Duty brings out the worst in everybody, and Oyster actually had a video about that, or made a mention of that.
You made mention. Where's my promotion sound? Hang on.
Oh yeah, where's the promotion sound? And in a video about the community, the Call of Duty community is a little bit different than all the other communities. I actually did notice that going to Mass Effect 3. It was recently. It was
not this week.
I mean, YouTube. That was a YouTube community thing. It wasn't really about Call of Duty.
Right. Yeah, I think you referenced it or something, or maybe I just made the application.
I've made a video about it before. I just don't really remember what I said. Well, although I will say that other games hate on Call of Duty way more. Also, like I try to play. And for those of you who don't know, the Steam Summer Sale is going on right now.
Oh God, it's good.
Yeah, and I bought Counter-Strike, and I played Counter-Strike, and I was getting hated on because I was a COD player.
By the way, right now my Xbox is downloading Assassin's Creed 2 because for Xbox Live Gold members it is free. Yes. Or you got to pay the tax or something like that.
Finally, Xbox gives away free games. Thank God.
They gave away Fable
3. Yeah, I downloaded it. Yep, might as well.
I have no hard drive space, so.
Now, PlayStation, been doing it for a while.
Okay.
Like right now on PlayStation Plus, you can get Battlefield 3 because I know Whackman, you want that game.
Oh yeah,
free.
And he wants a PlayStation. That's what we do.
I think the PlayStation's a great console. So
I don't. You know,
Are we going to get the console talk?
Listen to people talk about the technicalities of why the PlayStation 3 is behind the Xbox 360, and I see that. I don't know that those same technology-laden issues are going to be existent in the new consoles.
Yeah. So, that's probably right.
The 360's... Okay, go ahead. Well,
I was just say that. I mean, the reason why I like the PlayStation 3 is, I mean, first of all, it's the exclusives. I look at that console as my single-player game console. That's all I typically play on it, because I feel like the actual online experience, so when you're online playing games with friends, is superior with Xbox, especially with the cross-game chat. I think that's a huge feature Xbox has. And I think the PlayStation just has some great, solid exclusives for single player. Last of Us being one, Heavy Rain's another good one, and so they just got some great games that are just fun to play by yourself, and that's what I see that system for.
I can't think of a single player Xbox exclusive game that or not even single player, but an Xbox exclusive game that I've put more than a few hours into, other than Forza. So I guess PS3 probably has better exclusives. Everybody says it does. I think the Xbox One's exclusives look better than the PlayStation 4 so far, but.
And I'll agree with that so far as well. I mean, like I said, Titanfall, that's my Xbox One seller. So.
Even though it's not out at release, which I learned last week live on the show, and it pissed me off.
Oh man, I wish you had a camera for that one, because that was so good to see your reaction.
Yeah, dude, it was, I don't know what the word is, but it was animated.
It's rage-tastic.
That's the word. It was animated.
I bet it was good.
Yeah.
I really do.
I just get this mental image in my mind that Oyster stands up a lot when he gets mad.
Like that? Just throw my arms. That's what I do.
I'm thinking more of like I used to work in a jail, and the inmates playing spades. Yeah, inmates playing spades. They get all animated. They stand up and they shout at the cards, like that matters. But I mean, they get all animated. They jump up in the air and slam their cards down hard hard enough that you can hear it through an inch-thick bulletproof glass. They're slamming down regular playing cards.
Were you at like a maximum security prison or like a
local county jail?
Right.
Local county jail.
Were you like a guard or just?
Yeah, I was a guard's assistant. I wasn't actually like.
You just like stand around with a pistol and be like, "I'll shoot you."
Oh no! That would be a fully trained guard, and they don't have weapons inside the facilities. I was just like a helper. So
you were the guy that they're throwing out the door to buy time in the case of a riot, so that they can get away.
In the case of a riot, I was the guy that manned the posts that you couldn't really leave. And I would help out and do a support role, but the actual interaction with the inmates, the one-on-one stuff, that's stuff that was beyond my level of training.
Let me ask you this: was your experience like that show called Jail?
Never saw
it. Well, it's like a reality show where they just pretty much just videotape different inmates checking in, and it's like Cops but jail. It's great.
Yeah. First of all, jail is very tame. It's a society where little tricks, like practical jokes, pranks, are like the pinnacle of the problem. Most of the fights are between inmates, and they are low-level fights. Like the whole time I was there, which was like 13 months, I don't think I ever found like 1 or 2 weapons. Like shanks or shivs or whatever you want to call them.
Shivs.
Most of the time they were just hiding tobacco and stuff, because you couldn't have tobacco in a jail. You can do it in prison, I guess.
Was this jail was this like a long-term jail, or like how long was the average sentence of people?
Okay, so the way it works in Florida is when you are arrested and before you have been convicted of a crime, you go to a jail, a county jail. You can only stay there for the time of until you get convicted. Or something to that effect. That's generally right, I'm thinking. But you stay in a county jail, and once you've been sentenced, they send you to wherever is appropriate. If it's 11 months, 1129 is what it's called. It's 11 months, 29 days, which is just short of 1 year without having to do the math. You can stay in a county jail, or you can have your sheriff can say, "We'll keep him here." If it's more than 1129, you go to a prison, and it may be a low level prison or whatever, but you actually go to a full scale facility. But what they're thinking is for someone who's got less than a year to serve, because 1129 means that you've been in jail for 3 months till you get sentenced. You've only got 9 months left. You're going to be good, plus with good behavior. You're getting out in like 7. There's no reason for you to run. And that way you can be on work release and still work if you can get into the program or whatever. But it's most stuff like DUIs and stuff like that stay in the county jail. The low level, I smack somebody and I go to jail. That's going to be the low level stuff. You kill somebody, you're going to a full scale penitentiary. But
that's kind of disappointing that you didn't get to monitor any
it's
murderers.
Not disappointing at all. I can tell you, the scare. There were 2 times that this happened, and one of them was the scariest time in my life. Was I was in a secured vestibule, which is a secured hallway, and every time you change from one place to the other, there's a middle spot where the doors lock on both sides, and you can never, it's a cardinal sin, may even be illegal, to open both doors at one time, because that's a free pass one way to the other.
Yep.
So basically, you leave this area, you come to this area, there's a door locked on both sides of you, and that's the secure vestibule.
It's like a door lock on a spaceship, an airlock.
Yeah, like an airlock on a spaceship or a submarine for a diver to get out.
Yeah.
So, I was in that secured vestibule, and the power went out.
Oh, God.
There is no darker place on this entire planet than a jail or a prison, the inside of a completely concrete block facility with everything locked and bad people around you. There is no darker place than that.
I bet you wish you were armed.
No, well, the thing is this. You're only going to have so many bullets. They take the gun away. There's only one of you to shoot. There's a bunch of them to shoot. And most of these guys were not like bad guys.
Yeah.
But they'd mess with you if they could, and they knew they could get away with it just because they're the ones that are going to go back and say, we got it over on the green uniform.
Yeah.
So that happened twice to me. One time I was in a safe place. The other time I was in a not as safe place.
Yeah.
Prison talk with Black Med.
I got locked in a jail cell one time. Did not have my keys with me, and there was a fight that broke out in another area. When a fight breaks out, everything stays locked. Nobody goes anywhere, and all the resources get devoted to the fight. So I'm in a cell, just chilling with the inmates, like 20 inmates around me. We're just chilling, and whatever it is that they're fighting about over there, we're just chilling, talking. So you can't be that butthole of a guard. You remember, these people are people too. They're just in jail. A lot of them are good people. They just got in trouble. Like, there was one guy I think got arrested for throwing a glass of water at somebody, because technically that's battery.
Yep.
He threw it in aggravation. He threw not the glass, just the water.
The water.
But battery is defined as to cause to strike, or to cause to strike, or something like that. Anyway, we need a new topic, because this has got to be boring to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying prison talk.
If you like prison talk, leave it in the comment down below. We can bring prison talk back.
I forgot to mention this. Okay, so we tried getting Bondfire since we implemented the webcams. We tried getting him to do his outro dance last week, and he wouldn't do it. That pissed me off a little bit. So
pissed off's the wrong word, isn't it?
No,
he probably was pissed off.
I was angry
that
because
webcam.
I'm like, okay, he's got the webcam. We can cue up the music. What is the reason to not do it?
See, you put me on the spot and their music wasn't ready.
Well, I'll get the music ready this week, because if we hit 10 likes,
can do it.
If we hit 10 likes on this video combined between our 3 channels, 10 combined likes, then
did we get it?
That shouldn't be hard, because I think we can come up with 6 between me and you. I'm 3. One on my video, one on your video, one on his video.
Okay,
and
we'll say 15.
3,
We'll
so
say
that's
15.
6.
We'll say 15. We'll say 15.
Let me check the video.
If we get 15 combined likes this week or last week, we have to check, then Bondfire has to do the dance on a week-to-week basis. I only got 5 on mine, so I don't think we hit it.
Yeah, I only got 1, because I don't know.
We need Bonfire's sub count to go up.
Yes.
Bonfire's sitting at like 40 subs, and he needs more subs. Everybody go sub Bonfire.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea for who to bring in as guests, because there are several people I've looked at, but I don't know. I don't even know how you came up with Bondfire, but I'm glad you did. I mean, his content was pretty straightforward.
I think he just came onto my channel once and left a comment, and I don't remember if he mentioned about having a channel of his own or not, and I just clicked on his username and I looked at it, and it's like, this guy, he's older. He seems like he's not a 15-year-old retard like myself, so why not? That seems like it could work.
So one of the, if you don't mind me, can I get the topic sound?
Yeah, I got you.
By the way, if you would put the chat back over on the Skype, because I can't.
Why don't you get the Google Plus chat?
But I'm old. The technology just don't work for me.
Click the chat button, and the chat will come up.
Found it. Thank you.
That's all you gotta do.
What was that topic?
Oh, wait.
Hey! There it is.
All right.
Oh, sub for sub. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen?
We don't need to talk about this because I'm going to get heated. The blazer's going to come off. Objects are going to get
You can't take the blazer off. You start.
Oh, yes.
Blackman's going to try to egg me on. I don't want to do it.
Dang right.
I mean, this is a pretty good topic. I mean, I think the idea of sub for subs it's pretty lame. I mean, for me personally, like I'll go out and I'll sub people, and because I enjoy their content or I liked a video or two of theirs, and I look forward to seeing what they have next. If I don't like it, it's not that hard to unsub. But I understand that just clicking a sub button is just that. It's essentially clicking a sub button if you want to break it down. But I feel like when you subscribe to someone, you enjoy their content and you want to enjoy more of it. You want more of what they do, and if people are just putting out. I'm not gonna name anybody, but there's this one guy that just trying to branch out, and I keep coming across his videos, but when I watch it, I can only watch like 30 seconds of it because his volume's not right, the quality's terrible, and his actual commentary is just atrocious. And there's no way I'm gonna sub that, even if he begged me to. Let's be real.
I've got an interesting sub for sub type story.
Hey, can I ask you a question first? Are you clicked on one of us, or do you let it go back and forth between us?
I was clicked on you for the first 5 minutes of the show by accident, and then I realized it, and now it's going back and forth.
Well, since you're fixing to tell a story, if you want to click on yourself, because that's one thing I do despise about other podcasts is when the host is talking, you can't see him.
Okay.
So, since you're going to elaborate on your sub for sub disdain, please let us see you.
Get settled in here.
So, a tie.
Make sure my makeup is right, as Wackman said in the pre-show. But, Nike sponsorship. But, anyways, so what was my story? Oh, yeah. So, one day on YouTube, and these are some people that, if anybody remembers the whole clan drama that I was having, I don't think we talked about it live last week, but I tweeted about it. I told you guys about it.
We did not.
We didn't talk about it live. But basically, I had some clan drama, and two former friends are no longer friends because of their money whoring ways. At trying to use me and then getting pissed at me. But anyways, that's not the story here. Yeah, exactly. But so a while back, I gained 45 subs in one day on YouTube, which this was 6 or 7 months ago, which is the biggest sub jump I've ever had. I only had one sub jump in one day that was over 20, which is because the Bad Kid Show liked my video. But other than that, I've never had a big jump. And then I had 45 subs in one day. And then this other guy, my friend, who's no longer my friend, but my friend at the time, he had a big sub jump too the same day. He gained 100. And so I'm like, okay, there must be some glitch going on with YouTube or something. And the next day, I lost 29 of the subs. I gained 45, and then 29 disappeared. So I'm like, okay, it must have been some glitch with YouTube or something glitching out my sub count. I find out literally 5 days ago that friend tried to play a joke on me and sub-botted me 45 subs on my channel. And then took him away, but then he sub-botted. He had 30 subs, and he sub-botted 200 subs, and now he's still got 190. So I think
sub-bot.
It's you can sub-bot, view-bot, and like-bot. It's basically you go to these third-party programs and you add fake views or fake subs or fake likes to your channel. Essentially, it's I could make it once we upload this episode. I could go onto a website and add 20,000 views to it for $5.
I foresee a dance coming soon.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
That's how it's going to be, huh? Can't even earn it legit.
But yeah, so I think sub-botting and stuff is worse just because it's you're cheating the system anyways.
Yeah.
But the whole sub-for-sub thing, it's sub count doesn't even matter anymore as much as view count does, to most people at least. And like I don't see the point. Like when I see that I have 300, basically 400 subs, and I upload a video and it gets like 20 views, I feel bad because I feel like I didn't make a good enough video, or like I didn't make a good enough title or thumbnail, which I don't even make thumbnails really, but title or whatever, that not enough people, like not even 10% of my subscribers were interested enough to click on it. So I can't imagine people who have like sub for sub their way to like 500 subs and only like 20 of them are real, and then they're getting like 20 views per video. Like it just, I don't know. I don't see what there is to gain, really. Like, what are you benefiting from it?
I talked in a comment conversation where somebody asked me to sub for sub, so I went and checked out the guy. I always go and check out their video content because I'm always looking for something new, something cool, and something that maybe we would want to feature on this show. So I went to check on what it was that this guy had to offer. It was
crap, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't pure crap. The guy actually had a pretty clear voice. He talked with full topics, and he didn't stutter so much. And so he did a pretty good job of elaborating on his topics. The problem that I had was that I didn't care about any of the video titles that I guess I looked through all of his videos, and I didn't care about any of his titles. The guy's got like 2,000 subs, so maybe it's worth talking to him a little bit more, giving him another chance, whatever. But I didn't find it to be worth it. Plus, it's kind of angered me that he wants to sub for sub. I just don't. I mean, if you like my content and you want to stick around, please, by all means, I'll do whatever I can. I'll bend over backwards to make content you want to see. But don't just sub to me and be a dead sub. So I was talking with another guy in this content. I said, see, I see that you have talked to this guy, and he obviously asked you to sub for sub too. So he was doing the same thing I was. He was just there to check out the video. I'm going to go check out your content. I think so.
All right. So we're dealing with the same person.
Yeah, and then
I agree about his video content, but carry on.
And so this other guy, I went and checked out his video content. I was like, dude, you got 700 subs. That's pretty good. I think he had, a pretty good amount of videos. A lot of his stuff was Battlefield 4. Or 3, I'm sorry, Battlefield 3. And so I got in a conversation with him. I was like, man, you got 700 subs. You must be doing... He said something about not being creative. You got to have some kind of creativity if you're going to come up with 700 subs. Either that or you just went viral on one thing. He's like, man, they're all dead subs. I have 20 or 3 active. So I went back and started looking at his views, and he's right. He's got a decent long tail, but when he drops a video, he's got maybe 40 views, 50 views, and 700 subs. Now, I'm lucky in that I don't have a ton of subs. I've got just over 100, but I get, probably 30% of my people watch.
Which is a ridiculous percentage, even for most, Like I've heard big commentators often say that if you can get between 10 and 15%, that you're doing well. Like I've heard that's the figure I've heard thrown around. Yeah.
Well, I don't think YouTube has become the medium that it is for us, for everybody else. Did I say that poorly?
Well, what do you mean exactly?
I look to YouTube for a really large amount of my entertainment, my video, audio entertainment. I look to YouTube to provide that for me. I look through when I'm at work and I have downtime. I'm chomping at the I'm chomping at the bit, waiting for people to drop content so that I have something to watch.
I'm the same way to an extent.
I don't think everybody is.
No. Well, it depends what you're like. It depends what you're into, and then what what you look for in entertainment, and also if you're involved. Because most of my friends, I'm sure most of your friends, everybody knows what YouTube is, but not everybody is part of the YouTube community. Most people who know who YouTube is, 80% of people who know what YouTube is, they go on there once a week to look for what's the trending funny random video of the cat skateboarding or something and stuff like that, and even if you know what YouTube is and you go to it for entertainment now and then, it's not like us where, I check my YouTube sub box 10 times a day at least to see if a new commentator, if I'm at home, obviously, and I'm just sitting around, I'm I'd rather check my YouTube sub box and look on TV to see what's on because I'm waiting to see which of my subscribed commentators is bringing out a video and is it going to be interesting. But most people aren't like that. So, and it also depends, what part of the YouTube community are you in? Because I think gamers are more gamers are like the only, and I've seen being like on the full screen website and the forums, like seeing like lots of people who are in other parts of the community, like vlogging or tips and tricks, or like not tips and tricks, but like on a gaming sense, but like how-to kind of stuff. And people like that, they're like, I upload 1 video a week. That's awesome. I'm an active uploader. I'm like, dude, if you're in the gaming community, you better be uploading like at least 4 to 5 videos a week, or people are going to be saying that you're not active enough. Like, I think gamers are more stuck onto YouTube as far as entertainment stuff than some other parts.
So I just want to throw out a statistic, and the person who's the biggest that I know of that regularly uploads is Jenna Marbles. She has 9,989,064 subs at this moment. Her latest video has 850,000 views. The one before that has 1.3 million views. So that's around 10%, maybe 20%. Yeah, looking at her other videos, 20%.
If you round up to 10 million, if you round up to 10 million and say 10% is 1 million, then she's getting about 10%.
She's getting about
She's getting more than that on a lot of these, but regardless, carry on.
Depends on how much skin she shows in and how much sex she puts into the title.
Yeah.
So anyway, now I got to figure out how to get you guys back. Where'd you go? There you go.
Yeah.
New topic sound.
Yeah.
So we're done with sub for sub. I didn't really get on a rant there, but there wasn't enough time for it.
It's because Whackman didn't instigate it.
It didn't happen.
I was.
Oh, I will add one more thing on a slightly rantish note, I guess. Like, I don't get when people. There's 2 things that I don't understand whatsoever. Well, I mean, one is sub for sub in general, and I don't like. I'll admit, at the very early stages of my channel, like under 200 subs. I used to spam comment on occasion, like maybe once a month I would spam comment. Yes, I know it's terrible, but I don't do it anymore. And I would like go to other small channels and be like, "Hey, good video. Will you check out my channel?" Like the exact things that I'm flaming now. So I understand nobody's perfect, and as you progress, you realize that some stuff is stupid and not helpful, so you stop doing it. So I did, but I don't understand people. One, big channels that spam comment. Like when that 3,000 sub guy, he's close to 3,000 subs, comes and asks us to sub for sub, like you have 3,000 subscribers, and as much as you sub for sub, at least 2,000 of those are going to be legit because there's no way you sub for sub to over 1,000 subscribers. So I mean, I consider if you have over 1,000 subscribers, I consider you to be a big channel in the sub for sub realm. Like obviously in the whole grand scheme, you're still a small channel. That's one thing I don't understand. And the other one is people who just ask you to sub for sub just for like nothing. Like they just go on your video and they literally type 7 characters, SUB, number 4, SUB. Like I'm gonna block you. There's no way I'm going to look at your channel. You are blocked immediately.
I don't block them. It's not worth it.
What? Okay, do you want to talk about blocking?
You know what?
You said blocking wasn't worth it. If somebody comes on my video and says F you,
well, that's different. If they're just putting sub for sub, then they're boosting my place in the search menu.
It's if one view and one comment.
To me, then that's different.
But do you want people like I've gotten to the point where people who watch my videos will flag people for spam before I even see the comments, so I don't have to worry about it. But do you want that on your comments? Like, and doesn't it piss you off when you see a comment and it pops up and you're like, hey, I've got a comment on this video. I wonder what they're gonna say, and then you show up and it's sub for sub. Does that not anger you to an extent?
You know what I find silly along that line is that Borderlands video I made where I couldn't actually get the right download for Borderlands.
I know that video you're talking about.
I'm more mad because of the mechanic, not because I can't get the character. It's because the word season pass is being falsely represented. That's my beef. But there are people who are still today actively fighting about what should and should not be in the downloadable content in the season pass, and I just let them go.
In your comment section, I see.
Sometimes you have to do that.
I see there's comments up 2 weeks ago. My most popular video ever is best gun in Black Ops 2 is the SMR assault rifle, which I put out purely to be a view whore because I thought the gun was good, and I'm like, if I do a best gun video, it's gonna get a lot of views. And I didn't think the gun was good at the time. But there's still people commenting on that video saying the SMR sucks. It's July 19th. I know the SMR sucks. I've been playing this game every day for 9 months. I know what's good and what's not good. I have 20 days played. Stop telling me the SMR sucks.
There's 3 hot patches or 3 full patches since then.
I know what's good and what's not good. I'm not a complete idiot. You don't have to keep telling me. I'm better than you at the game, so just stop. Please just stop. That's what it is. You're not good and I am. Just stop commenting. Okay, I'm done now.
I think that's a challenge. Viewers want to play with Oyster.
Yeah.
I'll crap on all of you guys watching this.
You'll probably crap on me. You got that scuff controller doing your little paddle stuff.
My scuff paddle broke. My knifing paddle broke the other day because I was going knife only too much. I can still hit the button, but the paddle itself is gone. So I've got like a tiny little button like this big that I got to hit. It sucks, but anyways.
See, if you didn't have a camera, I wouldn't know how big that is.
Exactly, man. And if I didn't have the blazer, it wouldn't be a valid point. So.
Whoa. Well, your point is invalidated. I don't even know if it's a word, but I just made it up. That's okay, because you're wearing a T-shirt.
True.
Excuse me. It's called business casual. Okay?
Business casual in my work means like a nice polo.
Dude, I have to wear polos to school every day for 9 months of the year, so.
Do you really?
Yeah. I have a dress code.
All right,
I can't wear a T-shirt and gym shorts, so that's all I wear in the summer. And this is one of my like crappy around the house shirts. Like I wouldn't wear this shirt in public. It's like an old white T-shirt.
So I'm gonna broadcast it for the world to see because I wouldn't wear it in public.
That's why I put on the blazer. Are you not listening? Are you not listening? That's why the blazer is here.
The ensemble would work if you put on a solid shirt underneath it, but your little patch, the Go Eat It Joe's or whatever.
Look at this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
who are you talking to? There's no one there, buddy.
I know, but I don't know. I thought it looked good for the camera. I've got this webcam. I'm trying to make effects, man.
No, boy.
So NCAA and EA are no longer under contract with one another. The NCAA failed to renew or chose to not renew their contract with EA to produce. Is it just the college football game?
It's just the college football game. Because that's the only game that's the only NCAA game they have licensed.
I thought they had a basketball game. Okay.
The basketball was with 2K and EA at the same time, but there hasn't been one released by either of them in like 3 years or 4 years.
It's been a while.
So I don't think they have the license anymore. I'm not sure.
Okay. Point being that that's good knowledge. Thank you. That the contract is up and they have chosen to not renew it. This is not a terrible thing. If you want a college football game, I would venture to say that there will be one in the future, and you shouldn't worry about that.
There's too much money.
What you're going to find is the contract needed to be negotiated. So this is much like the NFL Players Union agreement from a couple of years ago when they just wanted to renegotiate, make things fair for everyone once again. And there's several points on this that are valid. We need to enumerate them so that we don't leave them. So can you type this out while I'm talking? And then I know you've got some to add. The first one is how much EA and NCAA, how they break up the money as to who gets what.
Like split profits?
I'm sorry?
Like split profits?
How they split the mass part of the profit of the revenue of the game sales. Another portion or a sub-portion to that is if the players should or should not get money for that. A subtopic off of that is if college athletes should be paid for their performance or for their branding being used. And I think there was another topic or two that I had on there, but I can't remember. So if y'all know what a couple of the other ones would be?
Topics, I kind of zoned out. I'm not going to lie. I heard money split, and I heard that I don't know. I zoned out. I failed.
There's the money that EA and NCAA are going to split.
Yep.
There's the money that could go to the players.
Oh, yeah.
There's the whole subtopic and different topic of whether the players should receive any payment whatsoever.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't know if it's the split is as much about they're gonna, like you said, like how the reason they're not making the game is to like get their contract redone, like the NFL Players Association. Mm-hmm. I don't know that they're gonna. I think they may try to go to a different company. 2K made the really good basketball games. They made better basketball games than EA, which is why you see the NBA is basically only with 2K now. 2K used to make a football game back in the early 2000s, so they've at least been in that venture somewhat before. I think the reason that this is happening is because the NCAA is getting so much pressure about the fact that not only they have these billion-dollar TV deals and the NCAA football and basketball is commercialized equally as much as the NBA and the NFL. The only difference is that the players aren't technically getting paid technically. So, I mean, they all get money. I mean, let's be honest. They're all getting paid by some booster. They're getting handed a $20 bill when they run out of the tunnel or something.
Well, everything's free for them. Everything.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to say. That's also that, but as far as the whole paying players thing, I'm sorry. Did that, like, $20,000 to $30,000 a year education at a major university that you're getting completely for free, did that just disappear? You're not getting paid? That just went out of nowhere? Like, I know that most of them don't finish the college degree, and at least the top-level players don't, especially in basketball where you can go one and done. But
I hate that.
The fact that I agree, that's a different discussion. but the fact that they don't take advantage of the education doesn't take away from the fact that they're getting, I mean, depending on what school, somewhere around $100,000 total over the course of 4 years of high-level education for free. And the only reason they're getting that over other students is because they're athletic. Like, how are they not getting paid? That doesn't make any sense to me. They are getting paid. They're getting a free education.
I agree with that. Well, and then you also look like, I don't know the specifics, but I know like when they win a bowl game or they win the NCAA championship, they get tons of like freebies and baskets of like iPads and like all this stuff and
Tecmo Bowl.
They just get all this free stuff, and I think I don't even know if there's cars involved, but I really do think there's cars involved sometimes too, or like Heisman Trophy. I think you win a car and all that, and it's just ridiculous. Like I don't think they should get a salary on top of all the things that they're getting. That's my personal opinion.
By the way, before I leave this, I borrowed it from Clever Noobs. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not gonna talk about him anymore. But I did steal this from his channel.
All right.
I disagree completely. I think that they are putting their bodies on the line more than any other student at that school, and I think that the baseline of getting the free college education is a good baseline. I think that they should receive a standardized equal payment all the way across the line, because you got this is a multi-gazillion-dollar industry.
Yep.
And they're not allowed to work. If you're going to put the stipulation on them that they're not allowed to work while they are an athlete, then what you also have to do is provide for them while they. And now, let's understand, they get a lot more than just a college education. They get free room and board. They get not only room and board, but their meals are catered to make them into this monster of a machine to churn out wins for their respected college.
Yeah, like high protein diets, protein shakes, all that stuff.
And supplements and vitamins and medicine and insurance, health insurance, and they're covered for a lot of things. What they are not given is spending money. And
do they deserve spending money when they're already getting all of that stuff, when your average college student is not getting spending mony or any of that other stuff, or a scholarship?
The reason they should, and now they do get spending money. They get, I think they just recently, last year or the year before, upgraded their payment stipend to $2,000 a year. Wow.
Wait, to the athletes for playing?
The athletes get $2,000 in cash a year just to play.
Okay, I need a source for that, because that's basically getting paid to play, and
they are getting paid to play, but no, it's inside of it. The school has to pay it along with all the other stuff that they give them. It has to be listed and everything. They get this money. It's
so it's not like
allowed to get anything
it's like
else.
hidden. It's like hidden money.
No, it's overt. It's
well, then where's our argument here? They're already getting paid to play. What's everybody arguing about? I don't understand the difference.
What is $2,000 going to buy them? They can't buy. Once they buy an Xbox, they can't afford anything else.
I know it's not a lot, but isn't that the whole argument we're having? Is about they should get money to cover expenses? That's what everybody's arguing about in this. And you just said they're already get paid to play, which I've never heard of.
Whenever you turn on NCAA, who do you want to play with? What team?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a Wake Forest fan, but I mean, I don't know. I mean,
well, yeah, but who's the quarterback for Wake Forest?
Tanner Price.
So whenever you get into that game, immediately who your quarterback is. You know the running back. You probably know some of the linemen.
We're talking about player likeness. Then I know where you're going.
Well, where I'm going is the second thing there, the dividends to the players. If you're going to use my likeness, my complete likeness, down to my size, my weight, and my height, not only that in my likeness, but my power attributes, my speed, my 440 time, if you're going to use everything about me to build a game and to make money off of it, should I or should I not get any revenue off of that? And I think the answer is yes.
I agree on that front, but I don't think they should be paid to play. But I think if they're going to sell a video game where an NCAA comes out and says we're not selling their likeness, that's complete bullcrap. Okay, don't even try to lie. They're trying to lie and say it's not. When you have the player's exact hometown, jersey number, size, the way their facial appearance and everything. Like, everybody knows that in the NCAA Football 2008, that Florida number 15, everybody knows that's Tim Tebow. Nobody's thinking, oh, this is a random Florida quarterback that they threw in there. He's a lot like Tim Tebow. Everybody knows it's Tim Tebow. So that's just garbage. I don't like the fact that they lied about that as much as the fact that they're not paying them. But Bondfire, you get in here. Because you didn't talk much.
No, well, I was going to say, I agree with that statement, too. I don't think they should get paid specifically to play because I think they are compensated to a fair point. As long as like all their actual like living expenses and food expenses are covered, which I think for the majority of scholarship athletes that's true. So I think that's where that should stay. But for the putting them in the video game and using all those features like WhackBed and you guys were saying, I do think they should get compensated for that. How? I don't know. I don't know if it should be like royalties based on sales or if it should just be like a flat one-time fee to use you in the game. I don't know how, but I do think there should be some compensation because they are putting themselves on the line as far as their bodies and their potential futures and careers in football, you know, getting hurt and things like that. But I agree with you. I said they should get compensated for the game.
And on top of the compensation, the way you control it is this. If you're going to get used for something and it's not you, though. It's not that Tim Tebow was used because he was Tim Tebow and he had attained this amount of prestige and this prestige at this position. It's the fact that he was a player on a roster, therefore he got in.
The third-string tackle is in there, too.
The third-string tackle is in there, too. And so since everyone is being used all the way across the board, you should be able to increase their stipend based on the fact that you are exploiting them as a person that's on that roster. And the reason I say that is because they're on that roster, they're unable to work. And I understand you can't work because you got to work at Applebee's as a waiter, and they're going to give you $50 an hour because they want people to come in the door and see you there working as a waiter. That's why you can't just go get a job. That's why you can't do personal service because everybody can get a job as a personal service person. Just keep my PDA and keep my schedule, and I'll give you $1 million a year because I have deep pockets and I want you to come to my school. That's why you can't do that. But this is a roster-wide employment or exploitation. You should be able to receive compensation for that since it is a complete sport-wide exploitation. Everybody gets the same. That's fine. Just up it. I'm thinking that $10,000 minimum wage is somewhere like $15,000 a year, $16,000 a year.
Is that nationwide?
That may be a little bit much, but is it? I mean, so. would $20,000 a year be too much? Now, the other thing is, I'm very hesitant to say, what they do with their money is their money, but if you want to increase the stipend to $50,000 a year and then put the school and make them pay for their own school, or however you want to change the arrangement, what I'm thinking is that they're just not getting compensated fairly. Sure. They get something, but it's not fair.
Can I pose before we go on another question similar? What about athletes in other sports? What about basketball players?
There are no other sports.
Ooh.
Well, from a money standpoint, is what you're saying.
This is a good transition if we're trying to leave this topic. I'll wait.
Well, I'm not trying to completely leave it, but I'm saying okay. So we already know that the starting quarterback for Florida State. We'll use that school because that's the team that you go for. The starting quarterback for Florida State, E.J. Manuel, is already getting better treatment. He's not anymore, but he's already getting better treatment on campus, around Tallahassee, anywhere he goes, than any other student at the school. He's already getting a full scholarship, which 95% of the kids at the school aren't getting. You know, lots of kids get a scholarship to an extent, like some money, but very few are on a full 100%. You're paid for completely, room, board, everything.
With room and board, yeah.
Yes, he's already getting that. He's already getting, fame. Let's not consider the fact that he's famous compared to your average person. For most people, Manziel. Like if you follow college sports, you're into a close extent, you know who these people are. So they're already getting all these benefits. Now, if you want to start paying them for being, I think they should be paid for being in the video game. You want to start paying them for that. What about this basketball player, this baseball player, who is the only difference? If we're talking about, let's take the video game away. Let's talk about just pay for play, because it sounds to me like Wackman, you think pay for play even without the video game should happen. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, but because of the video game, it should be higher. So go, yeah.
Okay, but even if without the video game, still get paid.
Like the volleyball team.
Yeah, like what's the volleyball team? They're not getting paid. The softball team's not getting paid. The baseball team's probably not going to get paid. The only other team that might get paid possibly would be basketball. Basketball.
I guess that depends on where you live.
Basketball, college baseball is irrelevant in 99% of America.
You're a Wake
I
Forest
disagree
fan.
completely.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? Does that mean? Are you kidding me?
Wait, Wake Forest.
Take a look at the Oregon State. 2 back-to-back championships. They made it to the College World Series for the first time in a while.
No. You guys are taking my point incorrectly, though. Okay, college baseball fans follow college baseball. You compare the College World Series viewership numbers to the Final Four. It's not even close. Basketball has at least a 10-to-1 ratio in fandom in college over baseball. At least.
Sure, but I wouldn't say that college baseball is completely irrelevant.
Okay, well, I chose my words incorrectly. It's not completely irrelevant, but it's not. There's football, then there's basketball, then there's baseball, and then there's everything else.
No way.
Now, where you live, but Wackman, you're in a different situation because you're in a college town.
Situation, but it also would hold true for the rest of Florida, Miami. It would go over to down the west on the south. Where you live, you've got. Syracuse is not all that terribly far. You've got Duke, you've got Wake Forest, you've got North Carolina. You've got I'm gonna make a lot of people mad.
We've got tons of basketball.
I can't name them out, but there are huge basketball empires that are built right there within a couple hundred miles of you. Down here, basketball's kind of another sport. Like Florida State, until recently, they had to rent out their arena. It was the Tallahassee-Leon County Civic Center that they borrowed until they recently acquired it. They didn't even have their own place to play basketball.
Right. Well, I think I'm on one extreme. Where I live is one extreme of basketball, and you're on the baseball extreme. But if you go to the middle ground, there's more middle ground leaning towards basketball over this country than there is baseball by far. Why is the
maybe
Final
for
Four
college athletics, but I wouldn't say for. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Well,
that's not for pro.
I mean,
I'd say they're pretty equal.
My God! Why is the College World Series on ESPN? And I think it's on ESPN. I don't even know what network it's on. And it's just another. And it's the College World Series will draw some viewership. North Carolina UNC was in the College World Series, I think, this year. Or they at least made it to the Final Four. They might have been in the final. I don't remember. But that got a lot of play around that. Like the fact that UNC was in the Final Four for the college baseball around here got barely any coverage. And like look at the fact that the College World Series is it's a big event, but it's not like a mark your calendar for most people. It's not like a mark your calendar. The College World Series is this weekend event. Like let's all watch it. The Final Four. It's not like to the Super Bowl level, obviously, but the Final Four probably gets more viewers than the NBA Finals. It's other than the college football championship and the Super Bowl, the Final Four is probably the third most watched sporting event in America. I'd bet that. It's not even close to the College World Series. It's way above.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's due to its popularity or the way that it's marketed and the way it's almost exploited.
Well,
because the whole month of March is dedicated to college basketball.
You know what's funny about that? It's not even the whole month of March. It's like March 15th through like April 8th or something, and that drives me nuts. But anyways, that's irrelevant. But just the way,
the dates are irrelevant.
This could open up a conversation, but you take a look at the NCAA football. The way it is just bowl games. There's a bowl game for everything. Bowl games mean nothing nowadays because you got like the Tostitos Bowl, you got the freaking Bud Light Bowl, you got the Orange Bowl, the Purple Bowl.
500 teams should not go bowls, but anyways.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so you just get that exploitation and the overmarket for that, and you wonder why it's so popular. I mean, people bet on that stuff all the time. Same with basketball with the NCAA tournament. They've created a formula that's so popular, and what's so great about it is people gamble on this because everyone's filling out their March Madness brackets. You don't have that same thing with baseball. You can't fill out a bracket with baseball. That's not how it works.
Right.
So it just comes. I think it comes down to the way it's marketed and how it's been exploited. And the gambling is a huge part of that, especially with college sports. Holy crap!
You can't fill out brackets whenever there's 3 games that are going to be played to determine whether somebody moves on or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Also with the College World Series, I mean, they have a losers bracket. I mean, given their format, so and that makes it more difficult.
I've got the ratings for the most viewed.
I have a question back on the football and paying college players. Let me ask you this, Whackman. Would you pay the guy who earns the cover of NCAA 14 more?
No, because in my reasoning for them to be able to pay more because of the game, it's because everyone's a part of it. And there's an equality in the fact that everyone is a part of it. And that they, without bias, choose everyone. Now, who goes on the cover of it, that would be an endorsement style thing, which I also do not agree with. And I think that they've actually done a really good job of keeping people from being endorsed and being paid for their endorsement. I think I see that as a positive thing because, and now my cousin gets livid on this topic altogether. It's because his standpoint is this is an employee that you are using to make your school tons of money. That's a valid point.
Yeah,
but the reason they are there is to get a college education. They also play the sport. Well, that's kind of an archaic way of looking at it, but that is the way that the system is set up. And I think it's the proper way for the system to be set up.
You guys want to know why I've got a smile on my face?
No.
Yes, you do. Because I'm about to destroy you on the basketball versus baseball topic.
If this has anything to do with the NCAA, let's see.
I have to prove my point. Okay.
Put the link.
Look in the chat. Look at the link. The top in 2012, the top 50 most viewed sporting events, single games in the United States were all the Olympics or NFL. Top 50, like NFL regular season games were above everything. Were above other stuff, except for I think the college football championships in there. But basically, the top 50 is basically all NFL and Olympics. For ratings, number of viewers for single events. If you take out the NFL and the Olympics, this is for 2012. Number 1 is the NCAA Football BCS Championship. Number 2, which was 24.2 million viewers. Number 2 was the College Basketball Championship, which is 20.9 million viewers. NCAA Baseball, not in the top 50.
Yes.
Not in the top 50.
Was that basketball Final Four? Okay.
They're all basketball. It's not in the top 50. The World Series is tied for 11th with the NBA Finals, an NBA Finals game. The Rose Bowl.
NASCAR's on here, dude. This whole thing is irrelevant. I claim right now that this is just frivolity.
The Daytona 500. You're saying less people watch the Daytona.
That was a good game, Oregon versus Wisconsin. Anyways.
The Daytona 500 versus the College World Series.
Man, I don't care who driving a race car. That ain't no sport.
Look, Whackman,
I haven't done enough math for you
understand.
to tell me that NASCAR.
Don't you live in race car country?
Whackman,
in Florida, don't they like driving cars and stuff?
I think that's more of like a Georgia, North Carolina thing.
You're fair to
South
come
Carolina.
at me with that, hippie. You're fair.
Whackman.
All right,
That's fair.
all right.
Whackman, you have to admit though, you live. I mean, I know you don't live in Tallahassee, but you're close to. Like that's the closest big
Now,
city.
you could say I live in Tallahassee.
Okay, so let's say you live in Tallahassee. And you explained this to me, like it might not have been last week, it might have been 2 weeks ago, but you said we've basically got nothing here except for Florida State football, Florida State basketball, Florida State baseball.
Yep.
That's and not even basketball to an extent apparently. So
no, we got that. No. I'm sorry, I misrepresented that. Yes, our basketball is a very big thing here in Tallahassee.
It is okay.
The three major sports, and then the girls' soccer and softball is actually we support our school well. But go ahead.
So the fact that it's clearly has to be biased because where you live, like where I live, and I know it's a bad example for me too because I'm right in the middle of like 4 of the top like 30 most prestigious basketball teams in the country.
Yeah.
But so it's bad from my end too. But I literally like if you go on the homepage of ESPN. What do you see more often, college basketball or college baseball? You see college, unless it's around World Series time, it's college basketball, if there's one of the two. If you turn on the TV to ESPN, what are they showing? What are they running stories about? They're running stories about college basketball, not college baseball. What has higher viewership? Obviously, the Final Four has higher viewership than college baseball. I mean,
exploited.
It doesn't matter why, though. It's just more people. It's compared to, it's at least a 10-to-1 ratio.
I can't refute that. I mean, if that's you are pulling out things that people make money on, and if you're making money on it, you're doing it for a reason. So I have no ammunition to dispute your claim.
Winner.
Where's your music?
Oh wait, hang on.
Fail. Too late.
Fail. Too late. It's over now. Move on. No, play the move on. There you go. Thank you, hippie.
That was me too. Don't give the hippie credit. Hippie did nothing.
I'm not a hippie.
Whatever.
But I mean, you guys are talking about certain like areas and sports and stuff. Mm-hmm. Oregon. I mean, all we got is
nothing.
Like
no
basketball.
Yeah,
Oregon football.
And Oregon football.
Oregon football. I tell you what, if I wasn't a Florida State fan, yeah, Oregon. Not only has Oregon done a really good job in the last 5 years of building an empire, or not empire, what is it called? A franchise of a football team. They've done it with style, man. The whole league is following their snazzy uniform dealios, and let me tell you, that was one of the wonderful. Yeah, we're not getting paid for that. Hide that.
That's why, though.
All of YouTube is following my snazzy sports coat.
Yeah, and that's the shirt you should have on underneath it, but.
Whatever.
They went snazzy, and Maryland came up with these really cool fail of a.
I thought the Maryland uniforms were cool.
They were stupid, dude. They were jazztastic. That was an inside
Under
joke.
Armour? Or am I just crazy?
I think Under Armour did make all of them for the whole league, but
yeah, because like somebody at Under Armour was affiliated with Maryland somehow. Okay. I don't remember how. There's some connection there, like somebody or something.
Oregon is owned by Nike. Oregon State's on its way to be owned by Nike. That's what makes Oregon so appealing because Nike is here in Oregon. Its world headquarters is here in Oregon. And
how do they get all the Chinese immigrants over there to make shoes?
I don't know, man.
You said we weren't going to get into this side of it.
But
I'm not allowed to happen.
Anyways, besides the immigration problem the country has. Oh, who said it? No, I didn't say that. I was talking about. I don't even know what's going on.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
But anyways, Nike owns Oregon, and that's why they've been so successful with their jerseys, and that's why players want to go to Oregon because they're like, oh man, I can basically be sponsored by Nike. Yep.
I just saw the Gone picture, and I'm like, wait a second.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god. That was the best thing I've done today.
That's a win. Yeah. We need a like. If you didn't hit like whenever he hit that gong,
you need to stop watching because it's not going to get better.
We no longer require your viewership. Just make sure you visit Strictly Business Gaming on your way out.
Yes, that was.
And then hit those sub button on that channel.
It's almost a dance. It's a teaser of a dance.
I don't know. I don't.
See, it doesn't look good with that music.
You got to put in like a little pseudo robot, and then you got to put in some.
Dude, I can bust a robot.
I don't know how to play the music.
If we get a cumulative 15 likes with all the videos right here, right now, I'm saying it.
I
will do my dance, my outro dance, and I will also throw in a robot.
I don't think it's high enough.
You need to link the song because last week you linked the song like.
I can find it.
All right, work on that while we talk.
So you got it.
But the uniforms, they do it with style. Oregon, back to the topic, Oregon has done it with style. Oregon has made a really good football team, and they look really good. When I got a high-def TV, if you're not watching Oregon play on 1080 with the way Sony is broadcasting, if you're not watching that game to its fullest, you're missing out so much on what these uniforms look like, because there are subtextures and patterns that are inside the layout of the helmets, and stuff, and their uniforms are just, if nothing else, they have like neon shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I want a pair of those socks, like the neon socks. So
yeah, I mean, it's the color of my shirt, and my lights are bleaching it out, but it's pretty snappy.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, a lot of football teams are following that way. I mean, Under Armour's trying to do it, Adidas is trying to do it. So I think it's cool. You know, it adds a little bit flair.
Every time I turn off a light, the camera backlights it more. Go ahead. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Okay.
Bonfire's going into full YouTube song search mode. So. I don't know. We've kind of turned this into complete sports talk, which isn't bad. But...
No, it works. What else do we have? The players to dividends and money to players for paying. Yeah, I think we covered all of those. So that worked out really well. Go back to Skype and find out what else we had to talk about.
On the South Park Stick of Truth front, there's some breaking news.
Yes, there was also another game that we needed to talk about.
Basically, the creator of whatever company I guess is publishing the South Park game,
No, I know what you're talking about. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I thought you
had
like something, but
it's good.
He basically whatever I guess the company is that was publishing the South Park Stick of Truth game. I don't know who it is, but whoever was kind of the suits, quote unquote, in charge of the game, they they basically. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to my original screen off of YouTube. There we go. All right, but they basically decided that they wanted to add on a lot of the extra content, because like the script for the game was like 850 pages long. It was like a massive script. They basically said, okay, this is too long of a script. We can keep all of this if we add in some of it as DLC. Take it off of the main story and add it as DLC. And Trey Parker, the main guy at South Park, who created the show and everything and is writing the game, basically said, F that, we're not adding it as DLC. Because he didn't want to screw people over, which I thought was pretty interesting, which I guess we can kind of segue and say, do you guys think you're getting screwed over when extra, I mean, like, I think paying for camos in Call of Duty and maps and stuff is okay, because it's, like, literally extra stuff. Like, a lot of games do, like, DLC packs that involve, like, new content, like stories, like Assassin's Creed. The Tyranny of King George, I think it was called, was the DLC for Assassin's Creed 3, and it was, I never played it, but it was, like, an extra storyline, I think. Mm-hmm. Which I was kind of pissed. I'm like, I wouldn't mind playing another storyline in this game, but it's DLC.
Yeah, well, I think what it comes down to is if it's something that could have been put into the game, then you're getting screwed over. Because if something that is purposely removed from the actual game and being sold to you as DLC, I think the perfect example is with the game Metro Last Light. I don't know if you guys know the Metro series at all.
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
The first one is a great game. It's fun. I highly recommend you play it. But if you can get out of the COD universe. But
yeah, whack man.
There's a
hardcore
hardcore mode in there. It's called Ranger mode, and it's like the hardest mode in there, the most realistic. And with the second game, Metro Last Light, with the recent release of that, they made that particular mode a DLC that you have to pay for. So that's something that should have been in the original game that they purposely removed and are going to sell as DLC. If it's something like that, then I feel like you're screwing me over. But if it now, with the extra stories and things like that, if it has nothing to do with the original story for the game, to where you can completely say that this was removed and sold to me as DLC, I feel like you're screwing me over. But if it's like an alternative storyline that has, I mean, there's some similarities to the regular storyline, but you can tell that it wasn't pulled out of the actual game that was released, then that's okay. I'm willing to pay extra money for that. I think it's cool to have some extra, single player DLC and get those stories with the camos and maps and things like that. I get it. but that's kind of where I think the line is.
I got a big problem with the word season pass. If you're going to sell a season pass,
it's all because of the Borderlands video.
Well, it is partly because of that, but if you sell a season pass, it means you should get everything that is going to come out for that game.
Power to the player.
And what it is this: I am on blind faith going to give you money with no assurance whatsoever other than your name as a company and my trust in you that you're going to present me with something that is worthy of me buying that season pass. I have to do that on blind faith, and you should give me everything that you are planning to come out with. If that means you're withholding something, if that means this and that and the other are going to drop, then that's great. You know, Bondfire said that there was only ever planned to be one gun dropped for multiplayer Call of Duty Black Ops. Right. There was only the Peacekeeper was the only one that they were ever going to come out with. If they found out that it met a threshold, that so many people, by like 90% of the people that bought Black Ops 2 bought that DLC specifically because of the Peacekeeper, and they went back to the drawing boards and made a Peace Disruptor or whatever, another gun, and that should come out too. Whatever you plan on adding to this game, season passes should cover. Other than that, they're not. And I mean, you can talk about blackout dates if you bought annual passes to anywhere else, but season pass means give me everything. That's what it means. It means give me everything, not give me some things.
Well, I think there's two issues with the whole Black Ops 2 example, which is one that we've never had any kind of DLC in a Call of Duty game other than map packs. And if you want to include you want to say we had gun DLC, well, that was part of a map pack. And by the way, the Revolution map pack was in the bottom 5 of all-time DLC sales. It sold nothing, even with the gun.
Which one was Revolution?
That was the one with the Peacekeeper. Is the first one with grind and downhill and everything. But it sold garbage. That's why like 3-4 weeks ago, something like that. It's probably longer than that, but it was in the past month or two. They had a weekend where Revolution was free for everybody because it sold so poorly that they wanted to give it away to people to get them to have a taste for it and then pull it back and hopefully they would buy it. But we've never had any DLC other than map packs, so I think when they sold us the season pass at the beginning, because I mean I bought the season pass like the second day I had the game, like all we expected was map packs, right? So we weren't really expecting all these camos and stuff to be in, which it doesn't make it right that they're not giving us the camos. It's just a point. It's just an observation that we didn't really expect to get anything else. But also, the season pass, what was it, like $40? Was it $40? $50?
I paid $180 for the game. I think I should get everything.
Well, whatever the season pass was, I think when I bought it, I added up. I said if they release 4 map packs, I think it was like basically exact value. 4 map packs equaled the price of the season pass. Like they were equal. So by getting the map packs, you are technically at the base level getting your value. I think they should include everything, or at least say if each camo pack we release, you get like 2 camos for free. At least like something maybe, but you can't. I mean, it's not like they're blatantly like stealing and not keep following through with their promises like blatantly.
But it kind of feels like a nickel and dime, you know.
Yeah, like a bait and switch or something.
And I understand that you have the option not to buy those, but it is appealing. It's fun. It creates a freshness to the game that people want and I think need, especially this time in Call of Duty. And when you buy a season pass, like Wackman was saying, you expect everything that's released. And I kind of feel like that. Yeah, they plan on the 4 map packs. That's fine. That's what they did with Modern Warfare 3, similarly. But then they're like, let's try something new. And just see how it goes, and because I think they had such a great response with the season passes, because a lot of people buy that, especially after the last one. It's a great deal. You're getting all these camos. It adds to the longevity of the game, and then they're gonna throw these out and kind of just nickel and dime you. That's kind of what it feels like, because it's a microtransaction that, if you want, even though you've paid for other things, you have to pay even more. It just, that's what it is. It's more. And when does it stop? When does it not feel like you're scraping for change and nickel and diming me. I think that's the biggest thing what it comes down to. That's what it feels like.
I think that the stuff that should have to come in the season pass is all of the things that interact with the way the game is played. In Borderlands, it's characters that came out, and the extra missions. And Call of Duty, it would be the maps that came out and the gun. And I made a video about it, if you want to give me that sound, that there will be more gun DLC.
Fail.
Wrong one, sorry.
Yeah, fail.
Anyways.
There will be more gun DLC in the future, and the things that make the game play, that keep you on an even surface, those things should be included in the season pass. The color of the gun, meaning the skins, I would rather you come out with 1,000 different skins and let me choose how to customize my weapon by charging me $1 than trying to include them in some bundle that I have to buy. That to me doesn't work. I liked the fact that I could buy only what I wanted and use that. And I don't so much mind. I'd rather have, like I said, too many of them that I can choose. But keep me on the same playing field. Let me have a peacekeeper because he's got a peacekeeper and they've got a peacekeeper, and that needs to stay the same, or that needs to be in that season pass.
Random idea. What would you think if they decided to make DLC, like instead of getting a map pack and you get 4 maps? I mean, they have other 4 maps, a zombies map. I guess that's mainly what's in the map pack. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but whatever.
That's about right.
If they give you 4 maps, instead of giving you 4 maps and a zombies map and then maybe a gun or something, if they released it like you can have, like, if you had, I'm assuming you guys had well, maybe you didn't, but did you guys have Elite in Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah.
So you guys got the DLC, you guys got the 1 map a month DLC drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so did I. So what if I liked it kind of, but
see,
what
I liked it too.
Okay.
Okay, well, what if we can circle around to that, but what if they said here's 5 maps and you get to pick which ones you want to buy? Like, instead of paying 15 or let's say 12 because that's easier on math. Instead of saying if you pay $12 you get 4 maps, you can pay $3 each for whichever maps you want. Now I understand that you don't, without having played the maps, you're basically taking it at the face value of a screenshot and then what you hear about it from other people.
You're waiting on Team Martin.
Basically, to say, hey guys, I'm T Martin and here's a 3D overview of the whole map. Enjoy. 10 seconds of commentary, $300. Anyways, but I won't rag on T Martin too much. But would you guys? I mean, I'm not saying we want that system. It just kind of popped into my mind. I don't know if it makes sense or not.
I'm going to just chime in and say that would screw with the matchmaking mechanics so hard. Because in Call of
Duty, you could select and deselect maps that you wanted to be included in your matchmaking.
Mm-hmm.
If I said I don't want to play Turbine, I could deselect Turbine, and I cannot be put in a match in Turbine.
It would make matchmaking so incredibly difficult. The specific maps or whole map packs?
Specific maps. Like, I could go in and say I could limit myself to Hijacked in Nuketown and say you have to put me in a match in Hijacked in Nuketown. What
game was that?
Call of Duty 2. So we're going way back. This is like 7 games ago. But they have done it before, though, in the series. I'm just pointing it out. And plus, already, if you play a game with a friend and you have a map pack and they don't, then, I mean...
That means you're not playing that map.
Right, but...
The way that the lobbies are designed, it may be a now versus then thing, or that may be something that they decided failed, so they didn't do it. I don't think... I see there being a problem on the technology side. Not so much the way you want to do it as a consumer, but on their end, trying to match people up. I don't know. I just like the voting system. Being able to vote for the maps that you want to play next.
Yeah.
I think I like the voting system to an extent, but what I get tired of is playing the same stupid hijacked map over and over in Nuketown. Because what happens, and maybe it's just a community issue, I don't know, but you get some of these maps, like I think Aftermath is one of them, one of the larger maps that I don't know why everyone hates because it's large and you have to run 30 feet before you find somebody. God forbid. But you get a lot of these maps, and paid DLC maps is included in this that you don't ever get to play. So my issue with it is that, yeah, you buy some of these maps, but you're not going to get to play them very often because the community doesn't want to play some of those maps. So that's some of the issues I have with the voting system. And I understand why they have the voting system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what sucks is whenever it comes up that there's 2 maps on there that you don't want to play, everybody hits random.
And then you get the worst map.
Yep, you get hijacked.
You get a worse map.
You get Aftermath because you vote against Encore and Plaza, and then you get Aftermath.
You say Encore and Plaza, but I've been seeing Encore and Plaza come up as sisters down there pretty often. I don't know. I don't know how that dynamic.
I think there's something to that. I think some maps seem to come up together a lot. But anyways.
Yeah. I don't see the reason to not give you the ability to at least choose between 2. You're going to play these 2. Which one do you want? And if you don't want either of these, we'll spin the wheel and see what you get. It's not the worst system.
No.
I do like that in Modern Warfare. Is it Modern Warfare 3 which game is it that you can't vote to do it again? It was just 2 more randoms. This one or that one. Not this one or the last one that you just played.
I don't remember. Modern Warfare 3, you could get the same map up to 3 times in a row. Black Ops 2, it's 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
I know it has happened like you're talking about. Maybe it was Black Ops, the original. I don't know. But that has happened.
I think, anyway, it was a previous and next and in random. But that's pretty good.
It might be Black Ops.
There are some crappy maps. Where I was going with that, if you do wind up playing Hijack, because I don't like the boat either. If you do wind up playing Hijack, your game is only going to be 5 to 7 minutes for team deathmatch. It's only going to be 9 to 13 minutes for demolition or domination, or actually, I guess it'd be only 10 minutes for domination. But point being that
shorter matches.
Call of Duty has short matches. The games are 5 to 10 minutes. Very rarely do you have a 15-minute game, and Sabotage was actually one that I liked because you could play Call of Duty Rules on a 20-minute game. That game started with a 20-minute time.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, I finished games in like 45 seconds before.
Yeah, because you had try-hard objective players like yourself and Jules and that crew who wouldn't play at the bomb right away and ruin everybody's kill whoring fun.
You never played Sabotage with us.
Well, not with you, but I'm envisioning you as being those, like, whenever I play Sabotage and someone plants the bomb after a minute and a half, I'm like, those guys. And I envision you guys as being those guys.
Some of my best games are the Sabotage matches that are like 17 minutes long, and the only reason the teams are so even that the only reason you get a plant off is because one of the good players on the other team quit about the same time you got a kill streak. And so it just parlayed into this. We got over there and got dug in good enough to hold it. Just 17-minute games.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed immediately about Mass Effect 3 is that those games run 18 to... I think I had a gold match one time that lasted like 45 minutes for one game. And I know I was watching some of... Nade Shot's Battlefield and some of game sites or Bonfires, but now you got me doing it. Some of Bonfire's Battlefield. Those games are incredibly long. One of the same. You are Nade Shot? No. You're
No, I don't want to be
Bonfire game site.
Yeah. But those games are incredibly long. How long is a how long is a Bonfire game?
Well, so for Battlefield 3, it depends on the game type that you're playing, but I would say if you're playing like a domination type game type, that could last.
5 doms, right?
What?
5 dom points.
It depends on the map. I would say sometimes there's 5, sometimes there's 3, 4, 5, basically. But I would say that could last 45 plus. And so 45 minutes on. I mean, I've played a match for an hour, and you're just sitting there, and you're just going. A lot. And what's kind of cool about Battlefield is there's different servers that you can choose to play on, and this might, and hopefully it doesn't break into a different conversation on dedicated servers and all that, but you can change the amount of kills in a specific team deathmatch, or how many lives or tickets you get in a specific domination type match. So
tickets are respawn.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Tickets are respawn. So that's going to have a great impact on the length of the game. But I would say on average, 45 minutes is pretty typical of a Battlefield 3 match.
45-minute match.
Yeah, unlike Conquest,
I can
which is
top
domination.
that. I can top that. I was playing some competitive Counter-Strike the other day, which I'm not good at all. I'm like an average Counter-Strike player.
I saw your tweet. That was
hilarious. So I download Counter-Strike, and I'm like, this is an FPS. I'm an FPS beast. I'm going into the competitive playlist, which is like the equivalent of League Play. I got rocked over and over. I wasn't like terrible. Like I'm not like the kid who's going 2-28 when you play League Play. Like not that bad. But compared to my COD standards, I was doing bad. But that's not the point. The point is when you go on Counter-Strike and you click on the competitive playlist, and the regular matches are long too, but it says, when you click on it, it says, by searching for a match, you are agreeing to complete this match, like blah, 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 like don't back out or else we're giving you a penalty, basically. It says you agree that you acknowledge that this could last up to 90 minutes. Because it's basically what competitive Counter-Strike is it's search and destroy only. The game, it's like 5v5 search in Call of Duty, essentially is what it is. Like it's the exact same game type.
Okay.
It is best of 30. It's not best of 9 like a public. It's not even best of 13 like a Call of Duty competitive search match. It's best of 30. So it's the one map is lasting like 90 minutes, and the rounds are longer and everything. So COD is on the low end as far as game length. This is
totally.
I'm envisioning that if you, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm envisioning that if you suck, you're going to stay in a match for 90 minutes long and be alive for 5.
Okay, I wasn't that bad.
Actually play for 5, not you, but play for 5 minutes out of an hour and a half. This sucks.
Then you're saying, okay, respawn game type versus non-respawn game type.
Right. Go ahead, Bumper, I'm sorry.
Well, I totally forgot what I was going to say. I'll be honest.
There's right. Topic killer.
I know.
We still got you wanted me to explain to you the war game mode in the chat, and I went and bought a used version of World at War because we're going to talk about the war game mode at Best Buy today. Do you remember?
It hit me. Well, I was gonna say that's one of the things I think Call of Duty has done to the gaming community is it's shortened the attention span of gamers because it's such an arcade, fast-paced shooter that. That's what you expect when you pop in a first-person shooter. So if it's longer like Battlefield, which I think it's very difficult to compare Battlefield to Call of Duty, that you have that short attention span. It's so difficult to jump in and play a match for 45-plus minutes because you want that quick fix, just go, be done in 5 minutes type thing. And I think over the years, as the yearly releases of Call of Duty have provided us, it's really...
It's faster and faster.
Yeah, it's faster. It's shortened the attention spans of gamers, and that's why I think you take a look at some of the RPG games, like JRPG games, so Japanese role-playing games. The decline in those because those are so very slow-paced games. Me personally, I feel like Call of Duty's affected my attention span just because like some of those old games that I used to play, like the RPGs and things like that, I find them more difficult to play because I'm not getting that instant gratification that Call of Duty provides.
It's a very interesting point.
Yeah.
Well, what about, I've got two related points. Like, what about Halo? Now, I know Halo's dying. Halo's not going to last another... After Halo 5, I don't know if there's going to be another Halo game in next gen because the popularity is declining. But beyond that, like Halo...
There will be a Halo. They'll finish out the trilogy.
But, regardless, it's declining.
Are you talking about multiplayer or just the game?
I'm just talking about multiplayer.
Okay.
In Halo... It's not as fast as COD, but you're not playing 45-minute Halo games either. Like it's somewhere in the middle. Like you can do it doesn't have to be matches. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes or 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Call of Duty, like with the sabotage game mode, it's like as an example, is like the only thing that's even close to 45 minutes. It's just not. It's like 15 to 20. But I think having options between like different game modes in the same game where you can play different lengths. Like I always said, like I always thought about this, like wouldn't it be cool to have a marathon game type in Black Ops 2, or not Black Ops 2, but Call of Duty. Like have a TDM game that has an hour time limit and no score limit. and you just play an hour straight of TV. Like, I always thought that should be something cool. And also about the whole COD getting faster and faster. I popped Modern Warfare 3 in the other day, and it was weird playing it because it felt like I was running through mud playing Modern Warfare 3 compared to Black Ops 2. Like, everything's way faster.
Let me ask you, though,
it goes faster and faster.
And I understand you say better players have left that game, but you also have to say that the players that have been playing that game for 2 years should still have a skill and have somewhat of an advantage. When you went back to Modern Warfare 3, you just destroyed people, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was like
I destroy people every game I play on every game I play. But
I never earned an AC-130. I went back and turned on the AC-130 after the first game and got it in the third. It's like I was playing a 2v2 match and earned an AC-130. I put that on YouTube.
I saw that.
I was like, it's a 2v2 match and I got an AC-130 in it.
But, I mean, even the movement speed of the players, like in Black Ops 2, that's one reason the whole camera angle's garbage is broken and people are popping their heads out behind windows and you can't even see their head before they shoot you, is because they're moving. Your base walking speed in Black Ops 2 is Usain Bolt sprinting. Like, it's so fast. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand. Like, and I hope that's one thing they do. Is like me and Bondfire.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, me and Bondfire mentioned this on the last 3-bar. One of the reasons I like World at War the most out of any COD game is because in World at War you move methodically. You can. I mean, you can rush, but you can move methodically and you can use the environment as, cover and stuff and try to camouflage and play smart and tactically position yourself around the map to do well. And the part of the reason for that is, 1, they have bigger maps. 2, there's more foliage and stuff on the maps to hide behind. Yeah. And 3, it's not SMGs or a 4-shot kill all the time. They have a high fire rate, and everybody's moving 20 miles an hour when they're walking.
Yeah.
I put in Black Ops, the original Black Ops, not too long ago, and tried to use a submachine gun, and the recoil on the submachine guns in the original Black Ops.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's FAMAS or nothing in that game.
Oh,
yeah. Well, actually, I put it in, and for some reason, the last time I put it in before the most recent time, I prestiged. I don't know why. So all I got is like an M16 with a silencer, but man, I was just doing work, and it's a lot slower. It was a ton of fun, and I think that's because the majority of I like to call them tryhards, are playing Black Ops 2, but it's crazy how arcade it's become over the years. And for me, that's why Battlefield 3 is such a refreshing game to go play, because it has that methodical style, the larger maps. I wouldn't say a slower gameplay unless you think running for a little bit's a slower gameplay. I can get over that because I can hop in a tank or a dune buggy. Check my
Yours wasn't
video.
so slow. Yours wasn't so slow.
There you go. I was waiting for that. Go ahead.
Are we gonna?
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say your gameplay wasn't so slow. You were where you had to run forever. I did notice that.
Yeah, you can have a faster gameplay type. I mean, with vehicles, it can add that faster gameplay mechanic. It also depends on the size of the map, because there are some extremely large maps to where it does get annoying if all the vehicles are gone because people have taken them, to the middle of the map to go duke it out. Then yeah, I can understand where it can get a little annoying. You got to run a mile, but I would say the majority of the time there's always something to do to keep you entertained, and it has that methodical, slower gameplay, and that's why it's refreshing. Don't get me wrong, I like both games, but for me, I have to have variety in what I play day in and day out. So being able to go from Battlefield to Call of Duty satisfies me, and that's why I think both of them are great franchises.
So
we're not getting into that.
I agree that the Oyster made a point not too long, just a few minutes ago, that there doesn't have to be 10 minutes or an hour. But one of the decisions I made is, like, I have to set my alarm insanely early to get up and go to work, and because sometimes it just rings and I don't hear it. So I get up, and if I have extra time in the morning, I sit around and I either catch up on my YouTube. I've recorded commentaries, and I hope you can't tell, and 30 minutes after I've woken up, because I was like, I had a thought, I have had an epiphany. Here you go. Here's a commentary. But I've also sat around and gone, you know what? I don't have to leave for work for 25 more minutes. I'm gonna go jump on and play some COD, or now I've got Mass Effect 3 and I'm really enjoying it, and I've also kind of gotten back into Borderlands 2, and it's like, well, I know Borderlands, I want a long session. When I sit down and play Borderlands, I want to play for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I want to do that when I plan to do that. When I want to play Mass Effect 3, I also have to plan for a longer session because the shortest game I'm going to play is like 18 minutes long. Mm-hmm. And so it really is driving my decision as to what game to play based on how much time I have to play. I can't imagine somebody trying to jump on for one game of Mass Effect 3. It's inconceivable to me that you jump in 20 minutes and I have to leave and go do something else. Me no comprendo. And so your hour time limit on Team Deathmatch, that's outlandish.
Well,
but if it was, I understand your point was, give me a time limit of 10 minutes and let's see how many kills we can get, or give me a time limit.
But I mean, you're not going to play. But my point was more along the lines of have multiple length options, because in Call of Duty you can't. If you want to go in a game for more than 15 minutes, you can't. That's if you cannot. If you get a demolition game that goes back and forth with lots of plants and lots of diffuses and stuff and goes to overtime, you can do it. If you get a CTF game that goes to a full 5-minute overtime, if you get a really long drawn-out search game that goes to 4-3, you can do it, but you can't go longer than 15 minutes. I'm saying, like, if you keep all the stuff you have, but then you have sabotage and you can go 20 minutes, or if you have a 45-minute team deathmatch game, like having options. But I do agree. I was going to bring up the whole point of convenience and playing. Like, if I have to leave the house in 45 minutes and I have nothing to do, but I know I have to leave, I'm not going to hop on and play a game of NBA 2K because I know that's going to take up 40 minutes. But I can get in 3 games of Call of Duty and still have 10 minutes of a buffer time to play. Like, I was going to bring up that point, but you beat me to it. But it's a valid point. But I mean, having multiple options of game length in the same game is good. Like, I don't want to have to play Battlefield if I want to play a 45-minute match.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and maybe that's why they have tried to make this such a fast-paced game with really short matches, just to let people just hop on for a couple matches, and then you're done. You get that instant gratification. That's what it's all about, is just being able to get that instant gratification. Hop on, you get what you're on there for, which is to get some kills, get some XP, and then you're done. And you're done with a matter of 20 minutes. Right. I mean, it's hard to make this comparison, but it's almost similar to what mobile gaming has done, just because there's such short games to where you can spend that 5 minutes to play some stupid Angry Birds game, freaking fling it on the I don't even know what they are, but you get what I'm talking about.
I think they're attacking pigs, I believe.
Get ready for Codfire. Get ready for Codfire. He's coming.
Well, what I was saying is,
it's on the way.
Is it not a similar concept?
It is.
I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but
who goes to the bathroom without their telephone? Nobody. Everybody goes. Whatever, dude.
I don't even use my phone that much, to be honest.
You must have an awesome book standing by the throne or something.
Yeah, well, you gotta just buy a joke book. You buy a joke book and put it.
I like the Uncle John's bathroom readers are pretty good, but I just always wind up taking my phone.
Your point being
that it's either YouTube or a silly little game like Angry Birds for 5 or 10 minutes, however long it is that I'm there. That's what they're there for. Your point is perfect.
Let's talk about the war game mode, because
yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Whackmed's a noob and doesn't know what war is. And I've tried explaining war in many a commentary, and it never really works out right, because it's with this face cam will be easier because I can kind of like visual or like paint a picture of it, kind of. But
before you start, can you dispel possibly a myth for me?
Okay.
War is a long game of domination.
Not true.
Okay.
Not true at all.
If you can start there, that would help.
Okay. So, I mean, you've got domination, right? Which is flag. I'm gonna put the camera on me. I don't know if it does that for you guys' screen, but whatever. Just so people will see what I'm saying. You've got flag. You've got A, B, and C, right? Right.
That's too big of a map. You better small that up.
You got A, B, and C going across A, B, C. right? And so one team spawns at C, one team spawns at A, then they go to B. Do you want me to explain it or not? Yes or no? It's going to be, trust me, it's going to be way easier.
You have to restart because I was playing and this was fun.
You have to trust me though. It'll be way easier.
Let me do the recap. You have A, B, and C. They're really close to one another, and one guy spawns here, one guy spawns there, and then they battle it out.
So how is it not like domination?
No, listen to me. Once I start explaining it, it will be way more easy to understand with the hand motions, all right? Anyways, you got A, B, and C. God dang it, I'm going to get pissed off, dude. I'm going to get pissed off.
Newsflash.
See, this is what happens. They're screwing with me. Now they've got me on face cam. They want me to get pissed off, so there'll be a reaction. That's this whole war thing. He didn't even want me to explain war. He just did it to get me to set this up because he knew I would go to the hand motions to explain it. That's all this was. It was a tactic. So, do you want more or not? Do you want the explanation of the game type? Yes or no?
Please continue. I will mute myself voluntarily.
And none of this crap messing with my hand motions.
Oh, now you're going way too far.
That's below the belt, man.
I am actually genuinely interested.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay, then. So you've got A, B, and C, right? And one team spawns at A, and essentially the concept is you get a home flag, and then you fight over B, and then triple capping happens or whatever. In War, one team spawns, you have 5 flags on most maps, unless it's a really small map, then you only get 3. But on 90% of the maps, you get 5 flags, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going across the map. And one team spawns on one end, one spawns on the other, just like domination. But all there is the middle flag that you can contest right now, right? And the way you do it is think of it like headquarters, or actually headquarters. It kind of like headquarters in that you get on the flag or in the radius of the flag, and the more people you have on it, the faster you can capture it. And it takes maybe with 2 people on it 15 seconds to capture, all right, and with 1 person like 20 seconds. Whichever team captures the flag, if my team captures the middle flag, then the next flag that gets contested is one closer to the enemy team's spawn. So if I spawn on this end, and then we cap the middle flag, the next flag is the flag closest to their spawn, right? And then we can test over that. And if we cap that one, then we have 1 flag left, which is their home flag. And we fight over that. But if they cap that flag instead of us, then it moves back towards the middle. It's like tug of war kind of.
So basically, there's pretty much only 1 flag to capture.
You can't flank around?
I mean, you can, but you can't. Like, if we're fighting over the middle flag, then I can't come cap this flag back here. I can't cap their home flag. It's just the middle flag. And if we cap it, we move 1 step closer. And if we cap that, we move 1 step closer.
Okay.
If we cap their home flag, then we win the game. That's what it is.
Okay. So it is tug of war.
Yep.
It's tug of war mixed with domination in a way, I guess, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. That's. You said headquarters. Is there a respawn delay?
I'm not sure. I'm in headquarters in like the capture time. Headquarters. I'm in like the capture
time. It's just a long capture time.
Yeah, it's not like you hop on it and you get it in 3 seconds if you have 3 people. Like basically, think of like domination, but with 5 flags, and you can't cap C until you cap B.
Yeah, there's only 1 flag to go for at a time.
Right. And it moves based on which team captures it. It moves towards the team that lost its spawn. And it's really fun. I mean, it's a really fun game type. I don't know why they got rid of it.
Really awesome.
I mean, it's in War. That's like the only thing I played in World at War. I played Hardcore Search and Destroy, and I played War.
Well, have you looked at recently? Have you gone into the playlist and seen how many people are playing in each game? You got team deathmatch on
Black Ops 2?
On anything, but yeah. Well, if you go back to anything before Modern Warfare 3, you have to look at the playlist just to see if you're going to get in the game at all. But if I've been trying to you can go ahead and give me the money sound. But I've been trying to do the live streaming on Wednesday night starting at 10 Eastern. And it's hard when I get 6 people. It's hard to get in the game. We tried to do a live stream 2 weeks ago. I had some technical difficulties, but we only got 3 games in 2 hours because we could not get a lot.
Of the matchmaking.
The matchmaking would not put us in a lobby.
If you have more than like 3,
certainly not the length of matches. That's for sure.
It's getting harder and harder to do that, and I looked and made the comment that there's only 110,000 people online. I remember when this thing started, there were like 450,000 people online.
Even more.
Yeah, way more than that. Yeah,
and the complaint was that the reason that games are not doing well with matching you up with people is because there's too many people online. Well, now there's not enough people online. Where was the happy medium? Because I missed it somewhere in the middle.
Well, part of it also is that in Black Ops 2, like in past games, it had to be at least 4-on-4 to start the match. Like if you had 4 people in a lobby, it won't set up a 2v2. You have to wait until you get enough to play 4v4. Black Ops 2, they lowered it to 3v3. But part of it is that if you get 6 people, you either, regardless of how many, if you spawn into a lobby, regardless of how many people are in that lobby, you have to wait for there to be 11 people to join to be able to play 6v5. Like you have to wait. That's the main reason, is because you have to wait longer because you can't. If you go with a party of 3 and you spawn into a lobby where there's already 3 people in, there you go. You start up. But if you have 6 and you spawn in, there's only 3 people in, you have to wait longer.
But it wasn't putting people in there, singles in there at all. Like it would take like 2 minutes to actually put us in a lobby where you could make your vote on which map you wanted to play. So then it's just you there. Your 6 people are on the top, and it's waiting to fill the other 6 slots. It wouldn't do it at all. Like it wouldn't send 1s and 2s over. Yeah. It wouldn't even try to fill the lobby, and it's just extremely aggravating. We wound up having to go play Ground War just to get into a lobby, which it would go into explain what you're talking about with the amount of people in the lobby. But I don't know. It's becoming a problem with me trying to live stream.
Try playing COD 4, and there's under 1,000 people online, and you're limited in game mode. Like you can only. Like, cause I did a couple COD 4 live comms, and next week spoiler alert, not that anybody's barely any people are watching this far into the show, but if you are, drop a like. But
and we like you. Let us know you're still here. We'll
if drop that. How far are we in? Like an hour and 40 minutes. Drop that hour 40-minute timestamp and say I was there. But
that'd make me smile.
I'll do like somebody else did to me and promise you that they will buy you a scuffed controller.
Wasn't me. But anyways.
Liar!
Okay, it is true that when Whackman was live streaming one night, I tweeted out, it got some people who have a lot of followers to retweet, and I said, go hop in Whackman's stream, every new viewer he's giving a scuff to. And there was a slight viewership spike, if I remember correctly, with a couple of people who joined in. And nobody commented and said, where's my scuff, like I had hoped, but it did happen.
It happened.
But what were we talking about? We were talking about COD 4, right? Oh yeah, so I've been doing I've been doing live comms on the older games because next week I'm going to be out of town from Monday through Friday. So I decided, hey, I'm going to go back starting at COD 4 and do a live comm of every COD and upload one each day. Like Monday I'll do a COD 4 live comm, Tuesday World at War, Wednesday Modern Warfare 2, and then Saturday will be Black Ops 2. Like that was my idea for next week's content. And so it was implied. God, you guys just screw me. You're just trying to make me mad now. God.
I didn't even catch that comment. I'm sorry I missed it. Would you please repeat?
It's because I said I only mentioned some of the games, and then I implied that I didn't name all of them out, and then he said I missed a couple, but because he's being a nitpicking hippie.
I don't think you can be a nitpicking hippie. I don't think those work together.
Anyways, so I was trying to play.
Does that prove the point that I'm not a hippie?
No. Anyways, so I was trying to play COD 4, and I could only play TDM or Domination, basically, were the only 2 game modes I could play, for the most part, because all the other ones had like 30 people in the entire playlist, and who knows if those people are in Australia, or if they're on the West Coast, or the East Coast, or Canada, or Brazil, or wherever they are. Like, you may not be able to get it, even if there's 30 people, it may not be a functionable lobby to put everybody in there. And World at War is worse, because people don't like World at War as much as COD 4, so...
That's terrible.
I know. Bonfire, we need to party up and play some World of War. And if Whackman ever gets off Black Ops 2 because he's a fanboy,
we should just... First of all, you have to let me know ahead of time because I don't own those games. You have to let me know ahead of time if I have to go buy a game.
I actually had to go buy World at War today for $12 used because I couldn't find my disc. I haven't had my World at War disc in like a year, and I decided.
Ask you a question. Where'd you buy it?
It was at GameStop. This GameStop used. It was used at GameStop. No, I've got a better one.
Yeah, it's evil. Evil.
Whatever. It was $12 compared to.
You probably could have got it for $5 off.
Watch, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get.
Yeah,
but
I didn't have. The only reason
business.
I was so urgent to buy it now was to do the live com, which
That's
I have
fine.
to do by Sunday, so I couldn't order, or else I would have. I would have downloaded off the Xbox Live Marketplace because it was $20 there, but it would have taken up half my hard drive space because I have a BK hard drive.
Follow-up question.
Okay.
How many Cheeto prints? That you didn't do.
I haven't actually even looked at. I haven't even opened the box yet or anything. To be honest, I bought
It's
it.
already opened.
Dude, this whole thing is just to incite anger from me.
And
Yeah.
it's so good.
And it works
I
every time.
refuse to give
It really
in.
does. So what we'll do is we'll play some of the older CODs, and it's gonna be fun.
Let's have a 3-bar exploits live session where we just do a bunch of COD
No.
live comms.
No.
Why, Wackman?
Because you'll pull
Great.
out the sniper rifle, and I'll just sit over here like this.
Dude, I'm a beast at sniping now. I remember the game you're talking about. We were playing together, and I pulled out the ballista on turbine, and I said I'm gonna go for some feeds, and I was screwing around. I wasn't even actually going for feeds, or else I would have busted out the tac insert and all that
It
stuff.
was one of the first games we ever played together.
And I went like 8-32 because I was screwing around with the ballista.
Oh, you've embellished your numbers a lot. Like between you and
Call me, you can
Jazz,
drop a
and
nuclear.
between every kill you and Jazz got combined, plus every assist you and Jazz got combined, you might have gone 8 and 402.
Dude, I hit.
You can't die
8-man.
that much in Call of Duty. The game's over in like 3 minutes.
That's
Not
what I'm
unless you get
saying.
that
That's the
unless
point.
you get that Black Ops 1 spawn trap set up where they're spawning on top of you, but that's anyways. But no, I had an 8-man feed the other day, Wackman. Don't diss my sniping abilities.
I
believe it.
Quad
have
and
a
one kill in
sniper-
between, then a quad.
I have a sniper video coming out. I
Spoiler.
don't know. It's scheduled. Maybe Monday.
Don't do scheduled uploads unless if that's what was it a scheduled upload or just scheduled like you're gonna upload
It's
it?
scheduled to upload.
Like it's you uploaded it already and it's going to go live scheduled like YouTube scheduled
Right.
upload, you mean? I found that YouTube scheduled uploads don't hit the sub box at a very high rate. Like 50-50. I don't know. How often do you do scheduled uploads? Because I did them every time.
Every time.
Well, because I did when I went to Europe, I obviously did all scheduled uploads, and like half of those videos were videos that like obviously like when you there's some videos you upload like you know you're not going to get as many views. Like if you do a COD versus Battlefield video and put that in the title, that's going to get more views than talking about some random topic, obviously. But it was videos that like I expected to be like medium in view range. They got like nothing. And then I upload videos that are similar in topic, like as far as exposure, and it's not scheduled, and they get way more.
You know what bothers
And
me?
I've heard
is
big YouTubers reference it too. But.
When I upload something and instead of it coming out at 2 p.m., which is my normal time, it comes out at 2 a.m. That bothers me greatly.
I've noticed that happening.
It's happened a lot lately, it feels like.
I noticed because I'll wake up in the morning and check my sub box. It says Wackman video, and it says 8 hours ago, and I'm like, it's 10 a.m. What is this? Like, and I used to do that.
And that was a really good video. I put so much time into that. Montages suck to make. They're very time exhaustive to make a montage.
Imagine
and
if you're doing like amazing editing too, like
I didn't
effects and stuff.
I went through and at least tried to get the beginning and the end. I didn't try to do any effects. I did the just regular cleanup, patch and polish, and I didn't do any super effects. But I mean, I can. It just shows that's not the point of that video. The point of that video is easy to see in that video. But it comes out at 2 a.m. and I wake up and I check it at 6 a.m. and it's got no views. I'm like, come on, man. The first one I uploaded at 2 a.m. was an inside joke between me and Drifter. And it's not like we're buddy-buddy.
What video was this?
I don't know. I made some silly video and put it up at 2 a.m. and I
Was this
said
recent?
something about insomnia. It was about a month ago.
Oh, alright.
It was the one that was like for all of my insomnia. It was right after you and I had tweeted about being up at 3 a.m. needing people to put out content in the middle of the night. And it was a short video. It was just something quick and short that I did. I think it was the grenade fail, the grenade nutnade. That I threw the grenade and it bounced off the guy's junk. Yeah, it's the arm race patch. Maybe, I don't know. Not the point. But it comes out at 2 a.m. and it misses that. From what I understand, there's like a 4-hour window where you get the most promotion points or whatever for how your video comes out.
Right.
So
your 4-hour window's come and gone, and nobody's awake to see it at the sub box.
Except my guy in, I'm gonna say it wrong. It's like Azerbaijan is the country you're looking for. You just do that off the top of your head.
Dude, I'm a genius.
Dude, he is awesome. He or she, it's a he, is awesome, and I really appreciate his subship.
If you're watching right now, you go ahead and like this video too on all of our channels.
Leave me your
within the 4-hour window, of course.
You leave me your name, and I will make your YouTube channel known through all of the masses. I want to play Call of Duty with you, or Minecraft.
He doesn't play any other games.
Yeah, you can't play anything else with him because he won't play anything.
Dude, I'm into diversity. I made a video before we even started this. I'm getting trolled. I made a video before we even started this about needing something else to play, and I had some kind of Excite Bike or something.
No way.
Yeah, it's
When can I watch this?
Yeah, when can I see this? This is groundbreaking.
It was a fun new game for the win. Toy Stunt Bike aired June 1st. It aired June 2nd at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I know what video you're talking about. I remember that video. If I can find it.
Cha-ching.
Oh, crap. I'm not prepared. I was on your YouTube channel. Okay, first of all, why am I responsible for the sound effects only? Second of all,
because you're the noob with the webcam.
And I was looking for the video, though.
There's the video. It's in the chat.
No, I will find it now that I put this.
Let's go ahead and end this. I guess, maybe.
We've got so much good talk going on, Whackmed. Why do you want to end?
What were we talking about?
So what should you play? What are you interested in?
Oh, I'm all over Mass Effect 3. I have played like an hour of COD in the last 2 weeks. If I didn't have stuff sitting around on my hard drive, yeah. Since I bought Mass Effect 3, I have played maybe an hour of COD. If you don't count the live stream, maybe an hour of COD. Like I've been between level 48 and I think I'm at 53 now.
You're not prestige. Oh, you reset. Okay, I was about to say.
I reset.
You're not prestige master.
I reset. I'm on like 6 or 7 now. But yeah, the sniping thing. Learn to Quickscope, yes please, is set to air at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on July 22nd, which should be Monday.
You want to give me any insight on that topic? Because it sounds interesting.
I'll open it.
Overview.
I'll open it up to you.
All right.
If I can figure out how to do that.
If it's set as private, you should be. If you just click on it and copy and paste the link, it should. Because that's all scheduled upload is it's set as private until it goes. But let's talk about YouTube sub boxes, though, because I see lots of people...
I don't know anything. You know, actually, for putting as much work in as I do with YouTube, I know very little about how the mechanics of how it works, other than what I've heard other YouTubers tell me. I have not researched. I have not looked at the contracts. For some reason, they're not monetizing any of my monetizable videos. I don't even know why.
Well, I mean, I don't know a lot about it either, but I know lots of YouTubers, like... We've all had videos that don't hit the sub boxes, right? Like, I'm assuming, because you can tell,
yeah,
like,
probably.
If a video gets 2 views when you expected it to get 20, or it gets 10 when you expected it to get 80, like, sometimes you just get unlucky, but then other times there's that something had to happen because there's no way. But I think a lot of YouTubers on Twitter, they'll complain about the sub boxes and stuff and talk about how none of my videos are ever hitting sub boxes, when in reality you're just not getting as many views as you used to. You're getting more inactive subs. Like, I reckon I probably have I probably have the highest percentage of inactive subs out of the 3 of us, like, as far as percentage of subs being inactive, just because I think I've been making videos the longest out of us. So yeah. People who subbed to me at Modern Warfare 3 last July, there's a high probability they're not watching me Black Ops 2 July a year later, compared to someone who subbed to you 3 months ago. And so there's channels like Wings of Redemption. Like, he knows that he's getting less views because he's got so many inactive subs, whereas some people are just blaming the sub boxes over and over. I don't know. I don't like when big YouTubers complain.
Redemption's not getting as many views because he is not getting any new life experiences to put into his channel.
Do we want to talk about other YouTube? I kind of want to talk about.
I don't want to talk.
YouTubers.
I'm not. This is not negative in any way, shape, or form. I would love to be able to hang out with the guy. I appreciate what he used to do. I really enjoy him on PKA. It's very difficult to click on one of his videos because I don't want to hear the negativity. And he's asked me not to show up in the video, not me specifically, but if you don't want to hear this, don't show up. I'm not. When I see an attitude change for more positiveness in Painkiller already, I'll be happy to go back. I will. But that's the way he wants it, and that works for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that, hang on, I'm trying to type in the chat and talk at the same time.
Doesn't work.
Okay, let me type first.
You got bubblegum involved, and
jeez.
I mean,
well, I think a lot of it is if you talk about like subs not being active and things like that. Because for me, like, I've got a couple series. Wasteland Adventures is a good one that I'm proud of, as well as my Saints Row Sundays.
That's
just
a
couple
quality,
games.
That is a quality series. Wasteland Adventures.
Yeah.
Everybody go sub Bondfire, then
Check
like
it
this
out.
video on my channel, and then go watch Wasteland Adventures.
It's funny. It's good entertainment. It's a great game that you all should have played. But
we know Whackman didn't.
Well,
nope, sure didn't.
Nope, you missed out on it.
And I'm glad I'm watching
Game of the
it on
year,
your
by the
channel
way, in
because
2008.
I don't think I could play it.
See, that's what Call of Duty did to you.
You're making all the right decisions on your game, by the way.
What? Thank you.
No problem.
But
Although
for me,
you really
like,
you should have dealt with the tunnel snakes better. But I mean,
guys,
Trouser snakes?
tunnel snakes.
Tunnel snake. I forgot Jazz is in
Oh,
here.
I liked trying to get off of that. I liked the decision to let the guy's mom die who was in the tunnel snakes. That was cool.
You know what?
Oh crap, wrong sound effect. No, this is what we want. All right.
Well, it's like for me, like, I'm doing those series because, one, I want to play those games. I think they're fun, they're enjoyable. But two, I want to bring some variety and some humor to my channel if I can. And those aren't getting the views that some of my Black Ops 2 commentaries are. That's what people want to see. Or for example, when I talk about Xbox One versus PlayStation 4, that's the big hot topic that everyone wants to watch videos on. But so I think a lot of it has to do with the specific content or what you're talking about as far as the views that you're going to get.
You know what bothers me is the console war. I'm so way over it, and yet I still watch every video that comes out.
I stopped watching because I can't deal with reading the comments and seeing all these people who are missing. Like, okay, there's some people who make decisions and comments and stuff and have decided they're into the console war who did it for good reasons. Like, they know what they want and why and stuff, and they know stuff about it. But I can't deal with all the people who are just haters and ignorant, like 12-year-olds who have no idea about any of the actual features of the consoles and just say one of them sucks or the other one. That's why I don't watch them. I can't deal with having to look at the comment section and try to hold myself back to not respond and call them all a bunch of retards.
Who watches
That's why I don't watch them.
What?
Do you actually watch videos when you do YouTube? You actually watch the video?
No.
My video?
No, your video. The Wasteland Adventures I watch because it is part of a story. You are playing the story.
When Woody's Gamertag does Mail Monday, do you watch the gameplay behind it? Like stuff like that. I don't. I always switch to the tab where I read the comments.
I never watch a Woody video. If there was a download MP3 here format, that'd be awesome. I never watch a Woody video.
That's why the big gameplay channels who have bad, like, none of the big, and I kind of talked about this in my video that went up like 30 minutes before we started this podcast.
I saw that.
Which was kind of an interesting video. You guys should go watch it. Let me get my sound effect. But, like, all of the most popular gameplay channels, like Amp Clan. I don't know if you guys follow pub stomping at all, but Amp was like they were the phase of pub stomping. Like, they were. If you were a pub stomper, you wanted to be an AMP because they had the world records for like most kills in every COD game, most kills with every gun in every COD game, most kills in every game type. Like every world record for Call of Duty and every beast gameplay, triple nuclears, 200 pluses, 100 gun streaks, all kinds of ridiculous gameplays. It was on AMP, and AMP recently fell apart because their leader tried to sell their channel for $10,000 and he got ripped off. But the AMP was at the top of pub stomping, and they had 100,000 subs. Like the top pub stompers and people who focus on gameplays, they're not in like the top 100 of overall gaming YouTubers. Like the top people are people who are storytellers and talk about life and stuff, and which I think shows when people care more about the commentary than the gameplay.
Completely agreed. Well, for me, it's what I like to watch. Like big YouTubers that I watch, what they do is they play random games. It's not necessarily a bunch of commentaries over some Black Ops 2 gameplay, because I'll be honest, I enjoy all of your guys' content and I enjoy watching some of those.
Just say it. You don't watch our videos.
Oh, whatever, guys. Whatever. But like you were saying, it's about the commentary. It's about the specific topic. It's not the gameplay. When I want to watch gameplay and hear funny things that are going on, that's when I watch some of the other big YouTubers that I watch. And examples, I'll name them, are Gold Glove TV and Eat My Diction. I think those guys are absolutely hilarious, because what they do is they get together with their friends, they play random games, and just BS. And I think it's hilarious that they do all this, because they're not playing. Yeah, they'll play Black Ops 2 occasionally, or a Call of Duty, things like that. But they just play random games that are just funny to watch, and to me, that's entertaining. And that, for me, that's what I want to bring, that variety to my channel, because I don't want to be just known for my commentaries or things like that. Because I want to be able to not necessarily spread myself thin, but appeal to a more variety of people.
That's the thing I don't like about the fact that, like, okay, so I tried this and failed. I'll admit my failure. I tried expanding to FIFA and COD, and I'm going to keep the glasses on for this because it's a serious discussion. If the glasses will move with me. But I tried expanding. Okay, I'm taking the glasses off because they're going full art hard mode. But okay, the clown has...
Hey, we said no clowns. No clowns.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to click that. I apologize.
All right, sorry.
So I tried expanding. I'm like, okay, one of the probably top 5 single games most popular on YouTube is FIFA. And you guys may not think that, but
it's huge. It's so popular. It's ridiculous.
In the UK, in like Europe, it's number 2 behind Call of Duty, or number 3 behind Call of Duty and Minecraft. US not so much because people don't like soccer, but regardless. I'm like, okay, this is a good game. I already play this game a lot. I already like it. I'm good at it, relatively. So why don't I go into that for YouTube as well and try to expand my audience? And basically, I got a couple months in, like maybe 2 months into the series-ish, like 11, 12 videos, I think, or 10, I don't know. It was this low double digits, and nobody was watching it. So I decided to stop, because all that gets views is Call of Duty, unless you're, like, it's much harder. Like, that's one of the reasons that Bondfire, like, your content is really good. Like, I think the Wasteland Adventure series is entertaining. Like, it's probably my favorite part of your channel is that series, because I always laugh at it, basically. But like, nobody's searching for Wasteland or Fallout. What game is it? Fallout? Which Fallout game is it? Fallout 3? I knew it was one of the Fallout games. Yeah. Nobody's searching for Fallout 3 compared to the people searching for Black Ops 2. So if you pumped out a generic Black Ops 2 commentary that's just a generic topic and, average gameplay, whatever, it's still going to get more views than Wasteland Adventures, even though it's a better video. It takes more thought. It's more unique. And that's what kind of sucks about YouTube, is because you can't really branch out as much. Especially like you're doing, I wish I had done what you're doing, because you're like establishing that you're having a wide base before you kind of get into because you haven't been doing it. I've been doing it for a year, so I've established myself. I'm a Call of Duty channel. If I do anything other than Call of Duty, I'm not getting views because people sub to me for Call of Duty, but people sub to a channel like yours for stuff like funny stuff, not a specific game.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
My most watched video, and again, I don't have the view counts you guys have, but my most viewed video is my Throwback Gaming series, and it's for SOCOM 4. Who'd have thought?
Dude, I really enjoyed watching you play that, actually.
And I'm definitely going to continue because it was a lot of fun. I think that game's great, and obviously I want some more views on it, but it blows me away that that's my most watched video. I don't understand it.
Trying to find it on here.
My most watched videos are really kind of weird too. Like,
we're on their vlog videos.
Yeah, that actually.
Like the camera review, I think is number 1, isn't it?
The camera review is what I was fixing to talk. Yeah, we're on the way home from Best Buy. just bought this thing. Story. Pop the batteries in. Turn it around. My wife's like, "You are not seriously filming." Yeah, it's just quick. I'll use it as an intro for something else. Hey, I got a new camera. I'm gonna let you know how good it works. Blah blah blah. It's like 6,000 views. I'm like,
and don't you wish
I wasn't even trying?
Don't you wish that the quality of video that if you said that, I mean, not saying that's a bad video, but like, don't you? Because like my most viewed video is the SMR video. That is one of the worst commentaries I've ever done. Like that is one of, like, cause I was like whispering and like, cause here's the reason, like half my commentaries that are on my channel are garbage, because and most of basically anything from the year 2012 backwards, and some of them this year, but it's because I used to do my commentaries late at night, because like, I mean, you guys don't have this problem because you're adults, but like if I'm at home and my parents are downstairs watching TV or something or eating dinner, and I'm talking, my house is really open, so like you can hear everything in the house. Like my parents can hear me if they're awake. They can hear me doing this podcast right now. So like doing a commentary, talking about something, talking to it at my computer screen at Black Ops 2 is awkward when everybody else in the house can hear me doing it. So I would wait till it was late at night.
You know what? I think that would be more awkward for your parents.
Probably, but I mean... But I mean, it's like I would wait till late at night, and that's why half my videos were up at 2 a.m. also, because I'd wait till late at night, and then I would record the commentary so they weren't awake, and it wasn't awkward for them. It wasn't awkward for me because nobody could hear me. But then I have to like whisper because I don't want to wake them up. So then the commentary just ends up me talking like, "Hey guys, TacticalOyster here, bringing you guys Black Ops 2," and I'm talking like this. And like now I talk like in my commentaries like I do on this podcast. That's why it sucked.
I did a really good. It was a really good commentary one morning before I went to work, except that I hadn't had any coffee. And so what you got was, "Good morning, YouTube.
That's what all my videos sounded like.
And it's like, I went back to it and I couldn't even hear half the stuff that I said, because I recorded the audio, I threw it on the laptop, and I was going to take it to work to put stuff behind it and render it up and everything. And, I was like, I don't even know what I said, but I felt really good about this. Maybe I was still asleep and it just wasn't a really good commentary anyway. But if you're here for the commentary, I usually don't mind if you don't watch, as long as you just turn it on and listen or whatever, because the reason that I'm making it is to express what I have to say. Mm-hmm. I got a video about the whole series I do on worming. I kind of expect people to actually physically watch that,
because it's about
the game. Yeah. The future gun DLC that I had come out about the use of the cloud and the stuff like that, it had a Nuketown gameplay, which has its own appeal, but I don't expect you to watch that. The point is to listen to it and to see if you agree with the concepts that I'm bringing to the table.
Right.
Yeah. And for me, like with my two series, like I want you to watch and enjoy it, because it's mostly live comm, and I'm just going with it, you know. For me, I try to be entertaining. That's what I want to do.
Oh, you're entertaining.
I want to make y'all smile.
I smile every time you dance.
You know, that's what I was about to say. You know, we're gonna smile.
And you know what's great? You watch all my videos, you get to see it right at the end.
And you watch all the way to the end, because that helps this channel because of watch time, and you get to see the dance. So it's. Or you could be like me, and you get halfway through, and you're like, you know, this is entertaining, but I'm here for the dance. So you just skip to the end and watch the dance. I've actually done that on one of your videos. It's like a 9-minute video. I'm on like 4.5 minutes, and I'm like, I'm kind of digging this, but I kind of just want to watch his outro. So I'll like go watch the outro and then go back to where I was in the video and watch the rest of it.
That's funny.
We need to wrap this up because Whackman is apparently being asked to wrap it up.
He's got to go sleepy.
He's got to go to bed.
A pretty fair analogy there.
He's got a bedtime.
It's all right. My lady's bugging me about meeting her at some restaurant, so I.
Well, it's 1:20 a.m. and I'm tired.
It's 1:20 in the morning. Go to bed.
Me?
Yeah.
Man, it ain't no 1:20. It's 10:20. Get out of here.
Yeah. So I'll be in your parts soon. I'll be in Seattle next week. So.
What is this? 9, isn't it?
You just visiting?
I'm just coming for a week. I'm going to 2 Mariners games, and I'm going to do stuff. So.
Nice.
But,
Is this episode 9?
This is episode 9. Next week, big episode 10 bash. We're gonna have
big
lots
10.
Of hopefully a guest or two, and yeah, we're gonna have party hats throughout the whole show. I'm hoping.
You're darn right, we will.
Yeah, we'll do
party hats. And remember, 15 likes accumulative with all the 3-bar exploits. You get to see Yours truly, dance.
But I want the dance now, though.
Or
you can't spoil it now.
I want to see it.
Go to his channel and watch it there.
Okay, I'm gonna play the music. Hang on.
No, we're gonna have a party, and you're gonna do more than just your little outro dance. If we're gonna,
I said I'd do the robot. Did I not?
Oh, one last thing before we wrap up. Okay, I know we're trying to wrap up, but did anybody see Optic Big Timer's first video?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, you guys have to watch it. So Optic Big Timer, like he's obviously everybody knows who he is in the competitive community, and he's like the winningest COD player ever in history. But he never did YouTube or anything, and I don't know if he streamed. I don't think he really streamed all that much.
He streams.
Yeah, he streams now, but he didn't. I don't think he streamed all that often compared to like the other Optic guys until recently. And he uploaded his first ever video, and it was basically him in a party with Rambo from Envy. And basically, he was with XSplit, and obviously we didn't know how XSplit works. And you have your little face cam in the corner, and you can like drag it around to different parts.
Yep.
So they basically had like a fake rave party in their Xbox, like they blasted rave music, and he took the XSplit facecam box and he dragged it all over the screen and started screaming and stuff, and he had a knife in his hand. He's like, I'm busting out my knife, there's so many glow sticks everywhere, and he's just screaming. It was hilarious. You guys need to watch it. I don't even know how that came to my mind, but you guys need to watch it. We're talking about the partying.
But all I know is we're having a party next week.
Yes.
It's going to be glorious.
So that's it for 3-Bar Exploits number 9. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you would, make sure you hit the like. I know you've hit the like already, but I really appreciate it. We're going to get Bondfire to do some dancing. We're going to do party hats and silliness.
Wait.
What?
Wait.
He's going to play some song.
Hold on. Gold leader standing by.
I'm blasting a Bondfire video through my speakers. It'll play. Hang on, here it comes.
I got a Bondfire one loaded up.
Here comes. There's echo, but here it comes. Hang on.
Don't forget Facebook and Twitter. Hit that button down below.
3-Bar Exploits number 9. Tune in next week. More dancing.